Hey everybody, this is John at the top of the episode. I wanted to do a quick disclaimer before we get started. The views represented here are our views and our views alone. They do not represent that of our employers. To that end, please do not try and find our employers either. Thanks.
Hi there, and welcome to SeedPod. I'm Calvin.
I'm AJ.
I'm John.
And we have a guest. Guest, introduce yourself.
Howdy, I'm Josh. My name is Josh. Why did I say that way? That was weird. I don't know. It's
Don't
the
worry,
best way
man.
to say it.
We introduce the podcast in weird ways every time. It's fine.
Last time we forgot how to
normally
introduce the podcast.
I've had that happen
was me.
before. There was a time that I started recording the podcast and literally forgot my own name. So, we're doing great out here. I co-host a podcast called The Worst of All Possible Worlds, which is about media and media culture. And I co-host a show called Ill Conceived, which is about natalism. Those are my two big projects. And I am excited to talk with you all about the ecology of the Great Lakes, the greatest lakes, as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, fantastic.
Damn
Thank
straight.
you. We were just going to ask you to plug yourself. So perfect. All right. Awesome. So, Josh, as a huge fan of Worst of All Possible Worlds, we fully endorse it.
Thank you.
I'm a recovering evangelical Christian myself for the
Oh,
Midwest.
nice.
So,
And
right
I
there
am
with you.
I am on there with the Catholic side of just looking in at the insanity of just
Same.
what are you guys talking
Okay, so you
about?
do
I
have all
listen to so much
embarked.
Odyssey.
You have all embarked on the journey that is what's endless summer. Okay, very good. Good
Oh
to
yeah,
know.
absolutely.
Okay, so I
I'm
embarked on that
scared
journey.
about
It is wild.
such a trip.
I embarked on that journey 20 years ago, boys. Get it together.
I'm learning new things about you, man. Even
I
now.
listened to Odyssey on tape, motherfucker.
Me, when I learned that the hosts of this show have listened to Adventures in Odyssey, he what?
Perfect. Excellent. All right.
No.
10 out of 10,
That's,
man.
that's a highlight
Thanks.
for the podcast there. We just close it down now. Right, that goes right up there when we showed Tom that picture of the black squirrel. And how
Oh,
the
yeah.
BBC was getting racist with it. That was so good. oh, that was so good. Okay. Okay, so Josh, as we love the podcast, so before we jump into our regular segments, we have some normal questions for our guests.
Hit me.
So, Josh, what is your relationship to the natural world?
So I grew up actually going to the national parks quite a bit. My dad is
Which ones?
all of them, pretty much. My dad is a national parks enthusiast. So
Sweet.
I've been to basically all the big ones: Glacier, Yosemite, Yellowstone, Badlands, and of course in the state of Michigan, which is where I grew up, there's also a number of wonderful state parks and forests, and I spent a lot of time there growing up as well.
Awesome.
Now, how many junior ranger badges do you have?
Not any anymore, but back in, I know. But I was always collecting the little stamps in my passport and that sort of thing, That was a big piece of my upbringing. Yeah, we would take these really long road trips and we would just sleep. We had a minivan, and what my parents would do is they would, when it got late, put the seats down in the back of the minivan, and then they had a board that they would put over it and then just put us on sleeping bags. And so we would just be sleeping in the back of the car until they got tired, and then they would just pull over to this, rest stop or whatever, and we would just sleep in the car. That was the kind of upbringing I had. And then we did a lot of camping in the national parks too, because so many of the national parks have incredible campsites. I remember freezing my absolute ass off in Bryce Canyon. Also Zion National Park, unbelievable place. I mean, that's just the parks alone, obviously, but I would say that I am very much a city boy, to my core. I moved to New York City as soon as I could, and generally speaking, I feel more at home in cities than out in the woods. But with that said, I still have a strong appreciation for the natural world.
Okay.
Awesome.
Josh, that fits right exactly in the notes with the notes we said. The notes have you saying you're supposed to say IDK, something about living in the urban hell that is New York. So
Yeah, it's
come
not an
on.
urban hell though. It's good actually.
It's not. my first actual real forestry job was in New York City doing forest inventory stuff for a project out there. So,
cool. Like,
yeah.
was that in like up by the Henry Hudson Parkway there, like that old growth forest up there?
No, so it was citywide. So I got
Okay.
all the boroughs like it was just every single tree and park and stuff like that as well for this really comprehensive
That's
project.
like
It
doing
was
an
awesome.
inventory of all the like street trees. You mean?
Yeah, street trees
Huh.
and
That's
park
cool.
trees and it was really great. It's a
'Cause-
fantastic time.
That's something about New York City that I think a lot of people don't know is that up at the tip of Inwood, you have this entire area of fully preserved old growth forest. It's like some of the last old growth forest in the entirety of like New England, south of Maine or whatever.
Yeah. No, it's fantastic. Like, there's tons of problems and stuff like that, obviously, with it, and we could, the number of tree of heavens that I measured is.
I was going to ask
God,
that.
yeah.
I was going to ask that.
so many, but it was really great, and like, I got to see parts of the city that, like, even as okay, maybe not as a resident, but like. You put on an orange vest and you become a city employee for a little while. You kind of blend into the background a lot of the time.
Oh yeah, they'll let you do anything as long as you're wearing one of those
Exactly.
high vis vests.
Yep. Yeah. And so it was just a good time and a good experience for me. And I had a blast with it. And it ended up with me in Iowa for some reason, but it's fine.
We all make mistakes.
Yep.
We all make mistakes. Okay, awesome. So, everyone should do their Junior Rangers. It's a lot of fun. I actually put my Junior Ranger badges on my CV. I put them down as service because I take an oath to defend the park, so it's service it's service right there. Okay. Anyway, so when we say nature, do you have a place that comes to mind?
Honestly, it's Lake Michigan.
Oh, perfect, fantastic.
Yeah, it is. I mean, you want to talk about like the place where I have a lot of just formative memories of really communing with nature. It is on and around the beaches of Lake Michigan.
Sleeping Bear Dunes.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, fun. That's a great place. Sleeping Bear Dunes is a great place. Okay, awesome. All right, so now back to our regularly scheduled content. Do we have a nature minute? AJ, you go first.
I mean, it's fire season, so we've just been getting after it and doing lots of prescribed burning. It's great. But I don't have any particulars because my brain is mush.
I was going to say, I thought you were going to say it was something about the guy who asked you if the pelts of dead animals
I don't
want to
talk about the person that asked me if the pelts of the dead animals are alive. Like,
Sorry.
currently at this present moment, are they alive there on the table?
But are they though?
The answer is no. In case
okay.
anyone was wondering. The skinned animals are not alive.
John, you know that's for our segment Stupid Minute. This is Nature Minute, not Stupid Minute.
I'm sorry.
Okay, all right. Also, AJ, again, you're right in line with the script. It says, I burned a bunch of shit down.
Yep,
All
pretty
right,
much.
John, what's your Nature Minute?
It was actually a really good question. We made maple syrup from tap trees.
Oh hell yes.
Nice.
It was like I had
Sugars
a bottle,
or silvers,
sugar,
reds?
yeah. Nope,
Okay.
sugar maple, the good stuff, the really good stuff. We're gonna try and make some walnut syrup here
Ooh,
maybe
hell
in
yeah,
the next
dog.
couple of weeks. Yeah, we got a little bit, but it's slow right now. And yeah, so that was really good. Even though to me it didn't look like it was as good as everyone else's, or not even everyone else's. The fancy stuff, that extra sweat labor that you put into it and on your own is does a lot of that heavy lifting for it tasting good. So yeah.
I did put a bunch of citrus in the ground recently, just in time for this new storm to come through and freeze them all and kill them.
AJ, do you mean you put trees in the ground, or just like you just went out there with various fruits?
trees.
Here's an orange.
No, trees. Some kumquats,
I-
some satsuma. Yeah.
That actually unlocked a memory in me in terms of other stuff with nature and trees specifically, which is that my mom has a friend from I think high school who like owns a house and a little bit of land out in the woods in Michigan, and I have a very strong memory of a time that we went out to that place and saw all the trees getting tapped for syrup and stuff like that.
Oh,
Trees
that's
are
great.
really cool. That's part of why I was very, very excited, honestly, to come on this show. Is like I don't work in ecology. I think there are people who are much more qualified and better at doing that, present company included, obviously. My vocation is just podcasting now, but I am like a genuine tree hugger on some level, and so that was why I was really excited to come on the show.
Well, if you want to just scrap the topic, we can just kind of talk about how cool trees are, and then AJ will eventually get a big gun and shoot both John and I. But we can't.
No, well,
we
can
can't
just talk
have
about
that.
I don't hate trees. We just have too many of them down here. And they're all in nice straight lines.
Well, in Michigan, and you might remember this, Mitt Romney once famously said that all of our trees are just the right height.
Okay, if
Do you remember that? You don't remember that?
I don't remember this.
Yeah. Okay. So back when Mitt Romney was running for president in 2000, whatever, 12, right? That was when he was trying to when he ended up running against Obama
too, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
right.
okay,
It was Obama's re-election campaign. And Mitt went out in front of a group of people in Michigan because, he grew up in Michigan. George Romney was the governor of Michigan. But people in Michigan don't really...
Michigan?
He grew up in Michigan, but he's not really from Michigan is the thing. Like, he's from Utah, weirdly, even though he was, like, governor of Massachusetts for a while.
Also, he's got a lot of family in Mexico.
Yeah, but like fundamentally, he is the most from Utah motherfucker to ever live, even though he grew up in Michigan. I can't explain it.
Oh, but he's also really wrong about the tree height. He said they're 40 feet tall at maturity, which is like half that. Why is he talking about butternut? Why does Mitt Romney know about butternut? That's a functionally extinct tree. What?
We are gonna get down a rabbit hole so quickly.
Oh my God,
we are supposed to be talking about lakes.
I gotta stop.
I am learning
now.
about the fact that Mitt Romney knows about butternuts. Oh,
That's
my
insane. Normal people don't know about
God.
butternut.
Yeah.
What?
What is happening?
Jesus Christ. Okay, so Josh, as I'm sure that you know, the the Forest Minute is when you talk about something that you did recently outdoors. That's just kind of fun and neat. So, Josh, what is your Forest Minute?
Well, this was a few weeks ago, but I was up in Bretton Woods, New Hampshire, and I spent a lot of time skiing in the trees. There was like a foot of fresh powder down, and so I was like, I gotta go into the glades, and oh man, was it fantastic.
Oh, did you get to ski the white shirt?
The what?
Ski the whites, the White Mountains?
Yeah, so it's across, Bretton Woods is like across from Mount Washington. And let me see if I can just pull up real quick a picture that I took, and I will show it to all of you, which is a very good thing to do on an audio-only medium, just so that you can.
We don't care about the listener.
yeah, fuck you. Just to really give you a sense of what the conditions were like out there. I mean, it was absolutely magnificent out in them there trees. I'm having trouble talking and finding it at the same time. So somebody say something, and then I'll find it.
My little brother lives in New Hampshire, so that's why I asked about ski the whites.
Cool.
He does a lot of stuff out there, and so like he's got like a bunch of stuff that said ski the whites. It would be the White Mountains, aka Mount Washington.
Yep.
Lincoln.
The presidentials.
Yeah, the presidential.
It's
I've
just
done
so
the
many
presidential
presidentials.
traverse. Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
I had wanted to get a day in at Cannon Mountain, which is a little more of a like real like skiers mountain, but ended up just doing the whole thing at Bretton Woods because the woods were so good. Here is
Hell
I don't know
yeah,
if you guys
dog.
can see this.
yeah.
This is
looks
looking
like some hemlocks.
and this was steep too, right? This
Nice,
is looking
yeah.
up the hill
Yeah,
at these trees. Yeah.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
How much snow was down?
It was like overnight had gotten about an additional foot, and then the night before that was another like 6 or 8 inches. So in total,
Nice.
a solid 1.5 feet of snow, and of course more once you got into the trees.
Yeah.
Some gnarly powder.
Yeah, really nice stuff, and
sorry.
very light too.
Some nar pow pow.
That's right.
That's how you do it.
I would
That
like to
is
be
how-
culturally
yes.
appropriate. I'd like to be culturally appropriate.
That's what we all say is the nar pow pow. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a skate queen, so none of this powder doesn't really do anything to me. Like I want to ski long and fast for a stupid amount of time. So, yeah, but that's just me.
I was a lifty in Idaho for a season without knowing how to ski or snowboard. I hurt myself
At Sun
a
Valley,
lot.
or where were you?
Oh God, what is it? Now I'm blanking on it. It's the one that's just the other side of the Tetons.
Oh, yes.
Grand Targhee. There it is.
Yes.
Yeah, Targhee.
I've heard great things about that mountain. Never
it's
been.
great.
But...
I mean, like you, AJ, I went to school in Colorado, and I didn't learn to ski until I got to Iowa. Again, insane life trajectory. Wasted so much time. Yeah.
Where the fuck do you ski in Iowa?
There's a hill. There's literally a hill. I live in the one hilly place in Iowa. It's fine, but
We have a hill.
Yeah.
You can see it from miles away.
That's like there's like one place in Missouri that people go to ski to. I think it's called like Hidden Valley, and they pump out a lot of artificial like snow and basically makes giant snow cone machines and spray that all over the hill, and then people go there and ski.
Did you know that there's a ski hill in Alabama?
What?
No.
I'm not surprised.
It's called Cloudmont. It's north, right? It's in northern
so
Alabama,
like
so it's in the
foothills.
It's in the foothills. Up toward Chattanooga way, but. I just learned about it the other day. Somebody did like a little video where he went out there and like had to call ahead to be like, "Are you guys going to be spinning the one T-bar today?"
Well, Lindsey Vonn is from Afton, Minnesota, which does have a ski hill. They call it the Little Alps. So, she's not that far from you, John, but she also did, like, after she started to get good at skiing, did ski in New Zealand.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, she left to a better place.
She lives in Park City, right?
Went to where there's actual skiing.
Yeah.
Her aunt was my math teacher in 8th grade, so that's why I know a lot about Lindsey Vonn.
That's fun.
It's a small world after all.
But if you want to learn about the best that Alabama skiing has to offer, look up Cloudmont Ski Resort.
There we go.
Okay, so for my Forest Minute, we've had a little bit of a false spring in the Mid-Atlantic, and so I was out and I marked a prep cut for an oak shelterwood, and so that was nice. I got 40 acres in. It was a lot of fun, and then we had to stop because I ran into a tangled mess of invasives that was supposed to be cut down 3 weeks ago, and I was like, I can't mark in there because I can't walk. I can't crawl. Yeah, so... And I called the landowner. I was like, hey, this is it. Go on. So I can't finish marking this. Anyway, call me when it's done, and then I'll finish my job. Okay. Nice. So that was the Forest Minute. This week, surprisingly, we have no invasive of the week. This is a device that we call foreshadowing. Anyway.
Maybe I'm the invasive of the week.
No. We've had guests before. The guests aren't invasive.
Absolutely.
We haven't killed any of them.
Yeah,
what is invasive species but the unwelcome guest of the woods?
There's a long definition. We did a whole episode on it. Go back and listen to the invasive species episode. So Josh, you are not taking away from the ecosystem, so therefore you're not the you're not.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay. Not until I turn this into a skiing podcast.
There we go.
As long as it's cross country, I can deal with that. If it's downhill,
Sure.
I'm ending the call. We're all done here. Okay,
yeah, I can do it in jeans. It's fine.
Yeah. All right. RFK.
Come on, that was too low.
I
set him up. I'll knock him down, baby.
Grand Targhee Ski Resort, and while I was there, everybody was laughing at me because I tried to get on the chairlift wearing jeans.
Well,
that's my new famous bit, Ski or RFK Jr.
Good, I like it. Yeah, you got to keep that one.
It's also because he's waxing his skis with beef tallow. It just smells like fries down the mountain.
Yep.
Okay, so the topic of the week are the Great Lakes. If you are unfamiliar with the Great Lakes, we're going to do them in order real quick. They are Michigan, Huron, Erie, Ontario, and the best one, Superior. If you want to be pedantic, Huron and Michigan are connected, so they could be a Great Lake.
Geologically, the USGS considers them the same lake, yeah.
Yeah. We don't, in this podcast, we don't respect USGS.
Oh, okay,
USGS can fuck right off. So Michigan and Huron, they're connected. They're connected. Okay, hey, shut up, guys. I did the research. I wrote the podcast. You don't do anything. You didn't bring any value today. So
they can. The lakes can be. There's a great mnemonic device to remember them, by the way, and it goes: Lisa likes licking lettuce lightly. Lake Huron, Lake Ontario, Lake Michigan, Lake Erie, Lake Superior. So there you go.
That's
I
great,
always
yeah.
we always learned homes here on
No, I'm
Ontario.
fucking with
Okay.
you.
Oh, okay. Hey, look, man, I learned homes. Like, what do you want
I also
from me?
learned homes. Yeah.
USGS does consider them one lake, but for management purposes, they're two lakes because they're only connected at the Mackinac, famous for the Mackinac Bridge, and that's it.
Mighty
We will not
Mac,
be
baby.
we will not be discussing Mackinac Island. No, I hate that place. It's a tourist trap. Get the fuck out of
know.
here.
It's
I went there once as a
fine.
kid.
It's fine.
It
It's
was
fine. It's fine.
It was nothing.
It was nice to
I
be
think we got
on a
fudge.
bike.
Is fudge a big thing there?
Oh, it's a
That-
huge thing.
Okay, yeah.
It is
That's-
Mackinac.
But it's great because you can bike everywhere. Everyone magically remembers how to ride a bike, likes bikes in the Midwest instead of trying
Yes.
to run me over with a F950 or whatever.
Yeah, it's Mackinac Island, I will say, to its credit, is the place where a lot of my friends got their dick wet for the first time because
That's good.
in high school,
That's something.
Hell yeah.
in high school, there was a speech and debate tournament that was held every year at the Grand Hotel on Mackinac Island. Hundreds
sick as
of
hell.
feral teenagers just running around in the hotel,
yeah.
hooking up in the rooms, crazy shit.
Oh, perfect. Good for them. Hey,
Yeah.
we're all here for
Builds
that.
character.
Yeah, good for them. Good for them. We on this podcast are going to treat them as separate lakes because for management purposes, it makes better to separate them out rather than to keep them together. Again, USGS can fuck all the way off. They don't actually do management. They're just a geologic. They do geology. We do management. So who
They
cares? about what
provide
they have
all
to
of the
say?
maps I use for management. So
Yeah, but who cares? Who cares about maps? Maps don't do things. Maps don't kill plants. Who cares?
I mean, they help me not spray herbicides on very rich neighbors.
Calvin coming out very strongly against maps.
Yeah, someone's got to
Overrated.
maps.
Somebody has had to do it for some time. Cartographers can
Now,
suck a fuck.
If we want to come down against certain companies that are involved in the making of maps, I'm game for it, man. But I don't
That's
know,
right.
Coming out against the concept of mapping.
I am issuing a fatwa against the Rand McNally Corporation. Come and
Fucking
get me,
Esri,
motherfucker.
Let's go.
Oh no, I'm coming. Who's it? Prince Henry the Navigator. I'm going all the way back. The fucking Portuguese, man. They've had it too good for too long. You got us. Oh, and also the English.
Knowing where
for
things are was a
inventing-
mistake.
You should have to memorize it, and that's it. The English for inventing terrain lines. No, all of that wrong. Go back. Return to tradition. Memorize routes. That's it.
Every surveyor is my enemy. I actually have a map up right now of the Great Lakes. I hate to break it to you, but I'm just basically looking at Michigan right now.
That's cheating. We don't actually allow that.
Damn it.
Josh, you should have mentioned your interest in surveying. We have a lot. We discuss surveying at an angle a lot in this podcast because surveying is very important for land management and land because it's about who owns it, and we love to make fun of surveyors. So we'll have to have you back on to make fun of surveyors at some point because it's hilarious.
But it's also we reference the term chain a lot, and we just never.
No, we don't talk.
acknowledge
We
what it
don't
is.
say that word. We do
Oh,
not say
I'm
chains.
sorry, I'm sorry.
Except for two chains. We all
Yeah.
acknowledge two chains. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep, I'm different.
It is always very funny when somebody fucks up a survey and then somebody ends up in a conflict with their neighbor as a result of the fucked up survey, and then you can't close a land deal. That's good stuff.
No, we've been.
Yeah.
They've been fucked up since the beginning. We'll save that. We'll save that back for the PLS.
I certainly
pod.
don't have a bunch of steaks in my yard with paint on it for some reason.
I haven't spent hours arguing about the benefits of PLSS compared to meets and bounds. Anyway, moving on.
PLS is just strictly superior. So
No, that's
why
for
would we
sure.
argue?
Yeah, absolutely.
There's
Yeah.
no argument.
Yeah, no. Okay, moving on.
Yeah, totally.
See, this is Josh. This is why I got to come
things.
back to talk about PLSS. Anyway, we are moving along with pace because I have 6 more pages of notes here, guys.
Christ.
Okay, so before we jump into this podcast, we just want to throw out everyone needs to go. First, you need to download this podcast, put it on repeat, and then go to your local library, get the book Death of the Great Lakes by Dan Egan.
Yes. God,
Read
yes.
that book.
So good.
Hell.
Now,
Yes.
while you're reading the book,
No,
obviously
just all
you'll
the
have the
time.
podcast on repeat. Once you finish the book, listen to Death of the Edmund Fitzgerald between 3 to 6 times. Then, oh yeah, no, I had that book out. Yeah, fantastic. Listener,
Awesome
Josh has the book out. It's fantastic. I love it.
Just grabbed it off my shelf.
Yeah, he's Josh has got that big pod. He's got real podcaster money. He's got it in hard copy. I have it in soft cover.
This is well before I was even podcasting. I just bought this straight up off the shelf at like fucking Barnes and Noble. This is a first edition. It was published in 2017.
This is why you get a career in arts, folks. STEM is overrated. Arts allows you to get that hardcover money,
That's right,
baby.
That's where the money is. Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm. They
Is
famously
in
say
theater.
Yeah, musical theater, famously.
That's right.
Okay, anyway, we are half an hour in and haven't even finished half of page 1, by the way. Okay, so once you've finished that book, you've listened to the Edmund Fitzgerald 3 to 6 times, you can now turn the podcast back on. Okay, so we're going to say the word lake a lot. Now, in case you're wondering, because this thought came to my mind, because I have a normal brain, that's fine. Don't worry about it. Lake comes from the Proto-Germanic word "laco," meaning slow-moving pond or stream. There's, fun fact, no one set definition for lake. That's why Wisconsin has more lakes than Minnesota, because Minnesota has a stupid definition for lake.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yep. Nope. Everyone defines lake differently. Southerners call things lakes that are actually reservoirs because there are no real lakes in the South. We don't respect the South on this podcast. AJ, be quiet.
Okay.
Yep. Well, also a lot of limestone.
But I feel like something like Walden Pond, for instance, would absolutely be considered a lake in Michigan, for instance.
Well, then I have to respect Thoreau, so no. Yeah. Yeah, right there. I'm right after him. Right. He measures things in rods. Fuck off with that nonsense.
He's not the guy who made the pond. Walden Pond, you can't have Walden Pond catch strays because you disagree with the guy who wrote something about it. That's not fair.
Fun fact, this is our podcast. I can do whatever I want on this podcast.
That's fair.
If Thoreau's got a problem with it, he can come back and guest in the pod.
That's right. That's right.
Okay. Okay, so now that everyone is caught up with what's going on with the Great Lakes, you're all ready to go. We can jump into the pod. So, most importantly, nature is a lot of things. Natural resource management is a lot of things, but it's nothing without human interaction. So, AJ, what is your relationship to the Great Lakes?
Basically none.
That's what I thought. All right, John Boy, you're next.
I've been on them before. I'm scared of them.
Yeah, and you should be. They're no fucking joke, genuinely.
All right, Josh, what's your relationship to the Great Lakes?
I have spent an untold amount of time in and around Lake Michigan. Lake Superior, not so much. That's the one you really need to be scared of because, as we all know, that's where the Edmund Fitzgerald sank.
She does famously not give up her dead.
No, not for anyone. That lake that they call Gitchigumi. Yeah, no.
Okay, stop reading my notes. Okay? You stay in the guest slot. Don't read the notes. That's my job.
It is not my fault that every single person who grew up in either Michigan, Ontario, or Ohio was forced to sing that song in elementary school.
Oh, shit.
You can't blame me for that. Yeah. Which is also weird that it's Ohio, because Ohio doesn't even border Lake Superior. Like, come on. Lake Erie? You want to talk about a lake that's basically a pond. Pfft.
Okay, Josh, again, stop reading notes. That's the next phrase. Okay, give me a second. All right. I appreciate where you're going. I really do. I really want to take this and yes-and it, but I have to do my part, and then we can yes-and things, okay? All right. So, I have lived my entire life as a Great Lakes state, except for 2 years when I was in grad school. That was a mistake. I regret going to the South. There were many mistakes had down there, and so I've lived on all of the I've lived on Superior. I had an apartment view of Superior for a long time. I lived on a canal of Superior. I used to live on Michigan. Now, technically, I'm in a lake state. I'm in Pennsylvania. Technically, we're a lake state because we have the town of Erie.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah.
Weird
I'm
city,
so committed.
Erie.
I'm so committed to the Great Lakes that my wife and I went on vacation to Erie.
What?
What?
Is it a vacation town? I don't know.
My wife
anything
loves
about
it.
Oh, okay.
Huge fan of Erie.
Okay. I've never been to Erie, so it's just like, I don't... Okay, sure.
It's fine. It's got Presque Isle. You can go see piping... Actually, no, I've been on a vacation to Erie twice.
Okay.
Yeah,
twice.
Presque
I
Isle
think
is nice. Yeah.
I think maybe I went to Presque Isle one time as a kid. That might have been.
They have piping plovers there. I've actually been to several Presque Isles. Yeah, there's a lot of them on the lakes. I've also done work with the USS Constitution, the Pennsylvania flagship.
Okay.
I know it's a real brag, boys. I know. Don't mean to flex on you too much, but yep. That's how dedicated I am to the Great Lakes. I've swam. The only Great Lake I'm missing swimming in is Ontario, but I'd have to go to Canada. So,
I mean, you can always just dip your toes in Rochester-ish area.
Yeah.
And like,
yeah, it's true. That's true.
Also, Rochester. That's a great city. I like Rochester a lot.
Haven't been. Been to Buffalo. Buffalo's a fun town.
Yeah, I mean, Rochester, of like all the cities I have been to, Rochester is the one that is most like Grand Rapids. So like, I just felt a strong bond to Rochester the moment I set foot in it.
That's such a deep pull, Grand Rapids.
That's where I grew up. What can I say?
Okay, so now it's time for, as Josh was alluding to, time for us to make, before we jump into things, a tier list of the Great Lakes. I think that we can all agree Lake Superior S tier, number one Great
Yes.
Lake.
Yes.
yep.
Insane lake, crazy lake. She'll kill you without a second thought. Useless for all but 3 weeks out of the year.
Yeah.
Great lake.
Cool. Agreed.
Yeah, 1,332 feet deep, contains something like, like a quarter of the world's potable water or something like that.
That's a lot of water.
Can you not do my job, man? Like, I'm just trying. I did like hours of research. Like, can I just do one thing here that you're not like jumping ahead on me on? Like, just like one time. I appreciate it. I love it. But like, I made so many notes. I read books. I read government reports. And you're just coming in here just like off the top rope. Okay.
You asked me to come on the show. I don't know. What do you want me to do?
Yeah, stop blaming
I just want you to.
I can just sit here if you want me to.
Can you just riff and not do research that I already did? Like,
That was off the dome.
Yeah.
It's also 10%. I just looked it up.
Oh, okay. Still, a lot of water.
the full Great Lakes are like 21% of all the world's water, fresh water. 95%.
That's the
of
number.
US
That's what I
is,
was thinking of. Yeah.
It's over 90% of the U.S. is fresh water. Anyway, I'm just getting owned by the guest. I'm getting lake mogged. Getting research mogged my own podcast. Okay, the A tier Great Lake. All right, John, you have an A tier Great Lake. I have it off the dome.
Good. I don't. They're
it's
all
gotta be
big.
Michigan, right?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Michigan because
Michigan.
Chicago's there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Michigan based
Michigan.
on shape alone, I would say.
Yeah.
Michigan A tier Great Lake. Okay,
Yeah, it looks like a big dick. It's great.
Yeah, perfect, fantastic. Next,
That's it.
Okay.
B tier Great Lake. I said Huron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I've.
Yep. Okay.
Sure. Yeah.
C tier. I'm going Ontario.
Yeah.
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 It's fine.
It's fine.
It's got some.
fine.
It's got some uniqueness to it. We'll talk about it. F tier. I think we can all agree. Erie.
Erie, and also by extension Lake St. Clair, which I feel deserves a dishonorable mention here.
What is Lake St. Clair?
Lake St. Clair is sort of an extension of Lake Erie that is technically not a separate lake, geologically speaking. It's like the Detroit River connects Lake St. Clair to the rest of Lake Erie.
Okay.
But it's gross. Lake St. Clair is really, really
I mean, once you
gross.
started mentioning it's near Detroit, I'm like, oh no, that's been the dumping ground for however many years.
That's a big part of it, is all of the fertilizer and stuff that is run off both on the U.S. and Canadian sides of the border. Actually,
Gotcha. Okay.
As a reformed Uper, I'll take any shot at Detroit. Take that, Detroit. All right. So F tier is obviously Erie. We can all agree on that.
yeah,
Okay. So
looks great from Cedar Point though.
Yeah.
well, I mean, it's been lit on fire several times, and so you lose all my respect as when you as a lake are lit on fire. It's not your fault because it's a lake and it's not a person or a thing, but like F tier lake.
It is much, much cleaner than it used to be. Like they've done tremendous work over the course of the past, half century. Thankfully, now that the EPA is stronger than ever, it's going to get better than ever.
Yeah, this is a device that we call foreshadowing. Okay, so what is a Great Lake? So we have to go back in time. Everyone, hold on to your chairs. Ready?
Ms. Frizzle.
Okay.
Stop. Okay.
So Lake Superior was created roughly 1.2 billion years ago by a tectonic plate shift. Lake Ontario and Erie are a little bit younger. They show up about 570 million years ago. So these are old lakes. Old lakes. They have not always been in the current shape that we know them as. They occurred today because, friend of the pod, the Wisconsin glaciation happened. When the Laurentine ice shield melted roughly 10,000 to 12,000 years ago, a series of pro-glaciation lakes, Lake Nipissing, the Nipissing Great Lakes, Lake Chicago, Lake Algonquin, and Lake Chippewa all joined up together to form the Great Lakes that we know and love today. So those are the Great Lakes. They are glacially formed, and they're relatively new on the landscape. Again, they're between 10 and 12,000 years old. And again, because these are glacial lakes, when they were formed by glacial outwash, that killed like everything that could have been in them because it's super fucking cold. If you have ever been to a glacier, which you should try to go to because they're dying fast.
Yeah, get there while you can, for sure.
It's not going to be long. It's really cold, whatever comes out of them. And also, when glacial melt happened, it pushes a fuck ton of water out. Famously, there was a flood when the Snake was formed, or the dam on the Snake that like made the West. It pushed out just oodles of water.
Yeah.
So the Great Lakes are not connected. The only Great Lake that is directly connected to the Atlantic is Lake Ontario. All the other ones are well above Ontario. So all the other Great Lakes are at roughly 1,000 feet of elevation. Ontario is like at a couple hundred. It's connected-ish by the St. Lawrence River. So it has kind of a unique ecosystem in the Great Lakes. The thing that makes like the Great Lakes ecosystem really cool is that they're not directly connected to the water or to the ocean because of this little thing. It's called Niagara Falls.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
I forgot about
Yeah.
that.
So things tend not to make it past Niagara Falls alive.
Yep. Yeah.
So they have a really unique ecosystem because the things that can survive in brackish water can maybe do okay in Ontario, and they don't make it into Erie because then they go over this big waterfall and die. So Ontario will occasionally get seals, but the seals have never made it into Erie because they would either have to like crawl through the brush,
Or someone would have to pick them up or invent an escalator.
or they'd have to survive going over Niagara, which wouldn't work. I'm just imagining now like a seal like Viet Cong, like I'm gonna get to Erie.
I'm confused now. So does it flow? Does Erie flow into Ontario?
Okay,
and
so
then
here's how the
Ontario
flow goes.
Okay.
So farthest away, Superior. Then you have Michigan. Then you have Huron.
Right.
Then you have Erie. Then you have Ontario. Then
And
you have,
Ontario is a couple hundred feet below Erie, and that's the falls. Gotcha.
Yep. Then you have the St. Lawrence River,
Right.
and now you're in the Bay of Biscayne, which we discussed on our beaver episode. And then
it
you're
Bay
in the
of
Atlantic.
Biscayne?
So
Yeah.
I thought it was Biscayne. Biscayne's up there somewhere because the goddamn French got everywhere.
I know. I was just like, I'm doing the Google Maps thing, zooming in, and it's just this St. Lawrence River over and over again. So that's it's fine.
We're foresters. We're not lake
I
ecologists.
don't do water stuff.
As we discussed, we don't respect USGS, so whatever USGS says is probably wrong.
This is actually
anyways.
probably less than that. It's Google. So
Okay,
I
perfect.
mean, eventually, too, the Niagara Falls are going to disappear. Obviously, not within the scope of our or any human lifetime, but in 50,000 years or something, it's going to erode far back enough that it's finally just going to be one continuous stream all the way down.
correct. Yeah.
Love a good strong stream.
Okay. Okay.
You and I both.
Okay.
Okay, so now that the Great Lakes exist on the podcast, let's learn about some fun facts. So as Josh mentioned, because he's doing my work for me, they contain 21% of the world's fresh water. They are glacial lakes, so they rely almost completely on inflow from their basin, which contains roughly 48 million people. Most of Canada actually lives within the Great Lakes basin. So they rely on inflow from rivers as well as rainwater. It takes, on average, 200 years from a raindrop to go from Thunder Bay to the St. Lawrence Seaway. Sorry, Josh.
Huh. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that. Yeah, the one of the things that's always been really interesting to me about the Great Lakes in the whole water piece is just water rights, because obviously they are super duper contentious. And the states, both the states within the basin and the provinces on the Canadian side, all have very, very strict laws about the water rights, and that you're not actually allowed to pump water outside of the basin basically ever.
much to the chagrin of many states in the United States, there have been several attempts to divert the Great Lakes, including Arizona made a play at the
You
lakes.
can't have our fucking water. We've seen what happened to the Colorado River. Go fuck yourself.
Arizona, you are a mistake. You should go back to Adobe.
Yeah. Wait. I was struck by a thought recently too. Sometime during the pandemic, so the house on years of 2020-ish through like 2023 or 4, there was a proposal to build a pipeline. Some cockamamie.
It's been around for a long time, actually.
Yeah, to build a pipeline from the Mississippi to the Arizona, or to Colorado, or to Arizona to feed the Colorado River with the Mississippi River. And I just kind of over and over just slow blinked at that and said, "What are you talking about? Where am I?" I just what?
Yep.
What?
Nope. So naturally, the Great Lakes outflow to the Atlantic. Unfortunately, we do not live in that natural world, and now the Great Lakes also outflow to the Mississippi.
Yep.
Yeah.
Through Chicago.
Yeah.
Stained upon the world that is Chicago.
Hey, come on.
I'm in Wisconsin. I cannot help but
Oh yeah,
diss on
actually, no,
Illinois.
There's you've got like some
Yeah.
genetic predisposition to it.
Hey, in good news, the Bears are now going to go to Indiana.
Jeez. There was a proposal in the Iowa State legislation, whatever, to try and get the Chicago Bears to come to Iowa. Why? I just,
Okay, that's funny.
Yeah,
the
it's
Iowa
hilarious.
Bears would be so funny.
Yeah, it's
That
like,
would be
what?
pretty good.
But yeah, they're going to play in fucking Hammond, right? Isn't that what's going to happen?
No, they're going to play. They're going to be based in Hammond, but their stadium is going to be in the middle of fucking nowhere, Indiana. It's going to be 200
awesome.
miles away from there.
Wait, really?
Yeah, it's great.
I thought the stadium was going to be that rules.
It's so good. It's so good.
This is
It's
so
going to
dumb.
be fantastic.
It's
I
so
love
dumb.
it. I love non-publicly owned football teams. Once again, the Packers, best team in the world, publicly owned football team. You are listening to an NFL owner speak, so respect for that.
Right. My brother, who is, of course, as everyone who grew up in Michigan, is a diehard Lions fan. I gave him a Packer share for his birthday a couple years ago because here's the thing: you can't transfer them. It's a worthless goddamn piece of paper.
No, it's not a worthless paper. It means he's an NFL owner and therefore must be respected as an owner
That's true.
of an
That's
NFL
true.
franchise. And he's an owner of one of the 2 publicly owned sports teams in the world, which means he's actually an owner of the only politically correct sports team in North America. So
What's the other one? Is it Barca? What's the
Vindicated.
other one?
I don't remember. I don't care. It's not an NFL team, so I don't care.
It has to be a soccer team of some sort.
I don't know. Okay. Anyway,
We're getting
as Josh
distracted.
looks this up.
Yeah.
So lakes, most of the water. So on average, water spends 200 years in the Great Lakes. We're gonna get to what it could take on the slow side. We're gonna do some Great Lakes speed dating in a second. So most of the water spends most of its time in Lake Superior. Excuse me. Lake Superior holds roughly 2,900 cubic miles of water,
It's too
making
much
it the
water.
largest. It's a lot of water. It's a lot of water. Yeah. Making it the largest lake by surface volume and the 3rd by total volume. Excuse me. Lake Baikal beats it because it's really deep. But Lake Baikal, it also used to be part of the ocean, so like it's on steroids. What are you gonna do? That's artificial. It's pumped up. It's classic Russia. It's artificial. Never been like a real lake on its own. It didn't pull itself up by its bootstraps.
That's right. Lake Baikal, you're on fucking notice, bud.
We called you out, baby.
Oh,
Let's go.
Okay. So the average depth of Lake Superior is 483 feet. It is deep as shit.
That's so deep.
Its deepest point is 1,333 feet. It is, as we previously mentioned, so cold that if you drown in the lake, you will not be found. You will not rot. You will just be eaten by fish and or sit on the bottom of the lake.
And honestly, you might just end up sitting at the bottom of the lake because that's the other thing. Some of these shipwrecks end up being extremely well preserved by that lake water because unlike, when you sink in the ocean, everything down there is so fucking well preserved that the Edmund Fitzgerald, for instance, has an incredibly well preserved wreck.
Because there's no salt. Salt-free,
Right.
baby. That's the only bumper sticker my car has. So, listener, if you see a car with a bumper sticker that says salt-free, that could be one of the podcasters you're listening to now. All right. Anyway, just for, again, fun facts about the Great Lakes. The Great Lakes watershed contains about 94,000 square miles, roughly England and enemy of the podcast. Sorry, roughly France and enemy of the podcast England combined. Again, as we mentioned, they should only drain out to the Atlantic, but now they drain out to the Mississippi as well, thanks to the Chicago Sanitary and Ship Canal.
Yes,
built
sir.
in 1900, which we as a podcast say, boo, boo.
Are you also at war with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers?
At most times,
Generally,
yes.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I can't for legal reasons.
I mean, I shouldn't for legal reasons, but I mean,
Hey, we have a disclaimer, and we don't use last names. We're not identifiable. These are all classic white dude names.
Yeah, actually.
Josh, AJ, John, come on.
Yeah.
That could be any
It
white guy
actually
walking
literally
around
could
right
be
now.
anybody, yeah. Anyways, go on, Calvin.
Okay. The Great Lakes are home to at least 3,500 species of life. This is an underestimation as we have largely not identified most plankton and invertebrates. Also, there's a lot of extinct species. So, home to a lot of shit.
Hey,
they're home to also...
I was gonna say for being only 12,000 years old or something like that. That's a decent smattering of creatures.
Yeah, it's cool when you rock. You do awesome stuff when you're cool. They're home to great cities like Milwaukee, Marquette, Duluth, and other lesser-known cities like Detroit, Chicago, Ontario. These are just facts.
Cities like Ontario?
cities like Ontario.
Yep.
I don't
Respect Canada.
Oh. Okay.
What do you want from me?
Toronto, maybe. Buffalo, Rochester.
Yeah,
we
sure,
talked about some
Toronto.
of these.
What the fuck is Toronto?
Also, Sault Ste. Marie, the Canadian side. The
Yeah,
American side. we
only
don't
the
talk about.
Canadian side. Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan sucks.
We don't talk about the American side. Don't worry. It's fine. Don't talk about it.
It's the inverse of the Niagara situation, where Niagara Falls, New York, is way better than Niagara Falls, Ontario. Sault Ste.
I've
Marie,
always-
Ontario, is way better than Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan.
See, I've always heard it's the other way around, where the American side of Niagara sucks, because I've only been to the Canadian side of Niagara.
The Canadian side of Niagara Falls is insane. With like the casino, there's a casino and shit there, right? Like
It's a little gambling between friends.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah, gambling is a cool and illegal way to make money.
At this point,
True,
yes,
true.
it is.
Yeah. Okay, are you guys ready for some Great Lake speed dating?
Yeah.
Get to know the
Yeah,
Great
absolutely.
Lakes.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so we're going to go in reverse order of how they flow. So we're going to start with Ontario and end with Superior. Okay, so Ontario is the last lake in the chain. Ontario, fun fact, is a Huron word for beautiful lake. It's the smallest lake. Water stays in Ontario only for about 6 years, and then it flows out to the Atlantic via the St. Lawrence. So it has a really unique ecosystem because like stuff can inflow to it from the St. Lawrence River and from the Atlantic. So they occasionally get seals. They used to have landlocked native salmon. They also get American eels. There's like a bunch of like weird like brackish stuff that can live in Ontario. So neat little lake.
So
Ontario's cool.
stuff flows. The river itself, the St. Lawrence River, flows out into the Atlantic.
Yep.
But stuff will come up the river and hang out, basically.
Yeah. Fish can
cool.
swim upstream. Seals can swim
Right.
upstream. Sometimes seals go, man, there's a lot of fish up there. I'm going to go that way, boys.
It's true.
Seems
Another
like
thing
there's-
seals sometimes do some a noise they make is
They're adorable little guys.
love them.
Yeah, they're just cool guys. They're just cool dudes. Okay, the next lake in our chain is Lake Erie. Lake Erie is connected to Lake Ontario via Niagara Falls. Erie is a Iroquois word meaning long tail because it kind of looks like a beaver tail. It's the shallowest of the Great Lakes. Water only stays in Lake Erie for about 2.6 years, so it flows out really, really fast.
Huh.
It flows into Ontario and then out into the Atlantic. Because it's really shallow, and it used to have the Black Swamp. We're going to get to the Black Swamp, don't worry. I know you guys are all super excited about the Black Swamp.
I am actually. Yeah, I want to
I
learn
know
more.
you
I
are,
want to know
John.
more.
Is that where Toledo is?
Yes, or as my wife
Okay.
says, Toledo.
Oh,
I have
well,
got questions.
That's a place in Spain.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, she went to Spain and has never been to Toledo. So she was like, Toledo? And I was like, no, babe, it's Toledo. She was
No,
like,
I think Toledo probably pales in comparison to Toledo, if I had to guess. Having never been to either.
Toledo, Ohio, known for its swords. Anyway, that's a deep cut there for you Spanish historians out there. Ontario is Lake Erie is a very important stopover point for a lot of migratory birds, especially at Presque Isle. It has some of the few successful populations of piping plovers in the lake states. But there's a ton of interesting birds that fly over Lake Erie. Huge area if you're a birder. Interestingly, there is a unique subspecies of the northern water snake that is indigenous only to Lake Erie. It's also home to Pennsylvania's flagship, the USS Niagara. Wait,
That would be really interesting if I recognized subspecies.
Piping plovers are very cute. Another cute animal. Big fan.
Oh, yeah.
Big fan of the plover.
A lot of birds are really, really cute. I've learned.
And it's definitely plover, not plover.
What?
I don't
why
wanna-
would you?
Broach that topic. Okay,
People,
going on.
People that say
Names are
plover
fake.
they're wrong.
Okay, Erie is fed by Lake Huron, named for the Huron peoples. It is the second largest lake by surface area, but is a little bit contentious. It's the third by volume. It looks a lot like a normal lake, except it's got this weird conjoined twin on it called Georgian Bay that sticks up into Ontario. It was formed roughly 9,000 years ago, and it's actually, when it was formed, it was 3,000 feet lower than it is today. So there's a lot of really cool archaeological sites that are currently buried in Lake Huron by water. And as Josh mentioned, that really cold, fresh water preserves them and makes them great for archaeology.
That's cool.
That is.
Yeah,
that's
there's
really cool. Yeah.
Bunch of really cool caribou sites in Lake Huron. Because, fun fact, the Midwest used to have caribou. Don't get so sad about it. We're going to talk about caribou in a little bit, and then we're going to get sad after that.
I mean,
Rest
it used
in
to be it used to be a lot colder in Michigan, to be fair. For a long time, you couldn't even really see the lakes due to the fact that they were, under glaciers.
The lake states should have wolverines. We need to bring them back.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
right.
Michigan
Bring
Wolverines.
back bring back the lake states wolverines. They used to be named to Pennsylvania. I
They
want to have
actually-
wolverines.
It was a few years ago that they spotted a wild wolverine in the Yoop. Did you hear about that? This was like a decade ago.
No, I should have been around there then. Nope, didn't.
Yeah.
I did not remember that. God, I love wolverines. They're the coolest shit. Wolverines are I love all mustelids, but like wolverines will fight grizzly bears and win.
Yeah.
Grizzlies like, dude,
Grizzlies
that's too
are the
hard for
top of
me.
the food chain. Like,
Yeah. Except until they run into a wolverine, they go, nope, he goes way too hard. I gotta go, boys.
I would not. If I saw a wolverine in the wild, I would simply turn around 360 degrees and walk away.
yep.
I was talking to a wolverine biologist once, and he was telling me about how they were tracking them. And they were tracking them in sleds, snowmobiles, and they were sledding along. And then, like, the track just went up a mountain, and they were like, "All right, we gotta get the helicopter, boys, because it's a mountain." And the wolverine just went right up a fucking cliff.
That's insane.
Jeez.
They're crazy animals. Okay. Anyway, so water stays in Lake Huron for about 22-ish years before it flows into Erie. Huron and Michigan are connected, so you could consider them one lake if you're a loser and a nerd and listen to USGS, which we don't. We don't do that because for management purposes, it makes sense to separate them. Because
And the Straits of Mackinac are super duper narrow too.
Yeah.
It's like, how long is the Mackinac Bridge? Like a mile and a half or something like that.
Yeah,
It's
Fun fact: if you were going from Lower Michigan to the Upper Peninsula, or Real Michigan, as people call it, you have to take a picture going over the lake, over the bridge. You got to get the bridge pic, or you didn't get over the lake. The bridge will fall off, and you
That's
will
true.
die if you don't get the bridge pic.
Yeah, it's a law. It's a law. You have to present
Facts.
your photo at the crossing on the other side, little border checkpoint.
Bridge pics, or it didn't happen. You will just get dumped into the lake. That's a fact. Okay, so next you have our A-tier lake, Lake Michigan. This is a separate lake. I don't care what USGS says. It is connected to Huron, but for most purposes, it's management purposes, we're going to separate it out. It's the third largest lake by surface volume, but second by total volume because it's deeper. The average residence time is only 99 years. That's shorter because of the stupid canal that connects Lake Michigan to the Mississippi.
Oops. That's my bad,
It
guys.
should it should only drain into Lake Huron, but we fucked it up, and now it drains into the Mississippi. We'll talk about that eventually.
Don't worry about it. It's a very sanitary canal, or at least that's my understanding.
It's in the name. It
I
has
was
to be
gonna
right.
say, is it the upside
Right.
is that the Mississippi gets Chicago's poop instead of the lake, though, right? So that's got to be
Nope, other way. It goes the other way.
Other way. Damn.
Other way. Yep. So a couple of fun facts about Lake Michigan. It's home to the best football team in the world. That's just stats by championships. The Green Bay Packers. Also by politics, the best football team is the Green Bay Packers because you don't support a billionaire. It's a publicly owned team owned by the city of Green Bay, and Green Bay is home to nature's only green mussels.
Like they're green?
Fun fact. Yeah, they're green.
Oh.
Like the flesh. You crack them up and they're green.
Oh.
Just naturally.
Huh.
Also, it used to be home to a Mormon pirate kingdom based on Beaver Island.
Okay, we will need to know more about that later at a different day.
Yeah, you could use Wikipedia. It's fine.
I might have to check on that.
We may need to put together a book report.
Yep. To me, Michigan is the Great Lake. It's the coolest one. It's like your prototypical Great Lake. Now, Michigan is inflowed to by the queen of the Great Lakes, Lake Superior, Gitchagumi. She'll kill you. She's famous for her November gales, places like Whitefish Bay and Isle Royale.
That's
And
damn
as-
true.
And as previously mentioned, the Edmund Fitzgerald. If you're cool, you'll visit the Edmund Fitzgerald.
Well,
You'll be really cold 'cause it's-
Yeah, I was gonna say you're
yeah, it's-
underwater in a mile of freezing cold water. Okay, cool. Yeah.
John,
pretty
you
cold
don't
down
have to explain all of my jokes.
I know
Sometimes
how
they
jokes
can be
work.
jokes.
Shut up.
So Lake Superior is a straight up badass. She does not fuck around. She will kill you. She will eat your body. She will eat ships. She may feed them to the fish. She is deep and cold.
Yeah, I don't think that people really understand just how fucking serious Lake Superior is until they see it. You literally have to see it with your own eyes to understand it, I think.
Nope. On all of the other lakes, you can mostly see across them on a good day. On Superior, you cannot. Now,
Not Michigan. You can't see across Lake Michigan.
Well,
Yeah, you can't. If you're on the southern end, you can't see the north end.
oh, that's fuck you.
Get
You can't see you can't see from east to west either, right? Like,
no, you can't. It's very.
You can't see Grand Haven from Milwaukee or vice versa.
No. But
No.
I'm
You're
being
right.
a
You're
dick.
right. So average residence time in Lake Superior, residence time in Lake Superior can be up to 191 years. So it's a long ass time.
Wow.
Then it flows into Huron, and then blah blah blah. So it used to flow into, Huron just via the St. Mary's River, but now we have the locks at Sault Ste. Marie.
Which I've
Which
also
is-
been to. They're very cool.
Yeah, the Sault Ste. Marie is a sad place, and we're not going to talk about it anymore.
Oh.
I played
Locks are
soccer
cool,
there
though.
once.
Go check
Yeah.
out the Sioux Locks. They're fun.
I played soccer there once in college. Their soccer field sucked. It
On the Canadian side or the American side?
The American side. The field was so bad we had to move the goal up 18 feet to cover a big rock.
You quite literally had to move the goalposts.
I was like, I'm supposed to play goal. Dog, there's a big ass rock where I take the penalty, where I take the goal kicks from. I can't. I'm not
thank
going to
you.
slip on that. No,
It's a
we're going to
launching
move
point,
the
obviously.
goalpost. Yeah. The other fun fact about Lake Superior is it is home to the last caribou in the lower 48.
On Isle Royale, right?
Are they on Isle Royal or something?
No. So Isle Royale used to interesting.
These are aquatic caribou?
Interesting that well. Shut the fuck up! God, at every term I'm undermined by my co-hosts.
Don't forget your guest.
Just
It's a team effort.
you have access to the notes. You guys could be looking at this. Well, not you, Josh. It's not your fault, but you guys could be looking at this.
Yeah, why ruin the fun?
Yeah, no, that's fair. No, you're good. You're good. Okay, so caribou used to be endemic to a lot of the lower 48, including states like Washington, Idaho, Montana, North Dakota. I'm doing this off the dome because I love caribou. South Dakota, Minnesota, Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, all of New England. But then we killed them, and then we stopped their migratory routes, and then we did climate change. So the last caribou herd left Idaho in 2019, but there are some caribou trapped in the Slate Islands. They are actually non-native to the Slates. They were released there for sport hunting. And we still have caribou in the lower 48 thanks to the Slate Islands and the Caribou Islands. Caribou used to be on Isle Royale until about 1920, and then it was a caribou lynx dominated landscape. But then they all went extinct. The caribou left, and then the lynx left shortly afterwards. And now Isle Royale is a moose-wolf landscape, where I would say wolf are like functionally extinct, but that's a different podcast for a different time. I actually cut up an Isle Royale wolf once, but we'll not get too deep into that. But I was elbow deep in that wolf.
I feel like I mean, your podcast, obviously, but what were you doing cutting open a wolf? Lake Superior freezes over occasionally. In the past, it would freeze over up to 100%. And so there was a land bridge between Isle Royale and Thunder Bay. And so it left Isle Royale because Isle Royale kind of sucks if you're a wolf because there are not a lot of them left. And actually, like, the dominant pair fell down a mine shaft and died. And oh, wow.
Yeah, there was an old copper mine out there. And so that's a big reason why wolves were functionally extinct in Isle Royale. Again, we're taking into the Isle Royale episode. But so this wolf was a subordinate wolf and was really bullied by the other wolves. She was like 4 years old, and her teeth were ground down like she was 10 years old because she was just eating bones. So she left on an ice bridge and then got into a Native American reservation, and they shot her because they thought she was a feral dog. Michigan Tech, where I did my undergrad, has a program where they've been studying those wolves. And so after they did a necropsy in Colorado, they sent her back to Michigan Tech. And the professor who does that study on Isle Royale was like, I don't want to cut up this wolf because it's been dead for like 4 months. What if I have the mammalogy undergrads flence it for me? Flensing is the verb to remove all the flesh from the bones. And so I flensed a wolf.
And that's why I'm not a wildlife biologist.
I found a floating rib and then a really fucked up invertebrate.
Cool.
Or sorry,
I'm good.
Spinal cord vertebrae. Yeah, fun fact. You shouldn't have vertebrae that are like pentagonal shaped. Like it's not good. You should have normal vertebrae. It's good for you to do that. Okay, so Isle Royale is really cold and naturally a pretty infertile lake because it pulls mostly from the Canadian Shield. Take that, Canada. We stole your dirt and moved it to Iowa.
Got him.
I mean, it's not, I mean, okay, yeah, I guess so.
I mean, we're slowly giving it back thanks to the Dust Bowl and, like, poor farming practices.
Yeah, I'm donating it actually to you and PA, so you're welcome.
Yeah, it's called land back. Anyway. Anyway, Gitchagooby is the least messed up like the Great Lakes because it's so far north. Like it's just nowhere. It's just nowhere, and it's so fucking cold that it's hard to invade.
Yeah, and Duluth
so those are the Great Lakes.
I was gonna say, and Duluth is the big city, and Duluth is not a big city.
Hey,
no.
Climate-proof Duluth. Climate-proof Duluth. Mm-hmm. I've also been on vacation to Duluth a couple of times.
Me too. Quite nice.
It's fine. It's nice. It's a nice time.
People always forget about Superior, Wisconsin is the thing. Because like it's honestly about the same size as Duluth.
I'll be
They
honest.
just stuck up. I mean, look at the name.
I just kind of lump it all in together. It's all the same. It's like what is it? Like anything anything around New York is just New York. To me,
Yeah,
it's
sure.
like oh, you don't actually live in whatever, something on the island. You actually live in New York because it's just one giant city. But do that for Duluth.
I love Greater Duluth.
It's actually the Duluth Superior Metro Complex. You guys really need to read more about the Great Lakes. It's almost like you didn't do all the research.
I'd say exactly.
Okay, so let's talk about the social history of the Great Lakes. Because once again, what is ecology and all that kind of stuff without the people?
It's the lake of context. It's the lake of context, guys.
Hey, we went back 1.2 billion years. That's a lot of context.
Exactly.
So indigenous people have been in North America for at least 20,000 years. They've used the lakes for everything. They've been here since the lakes were a thing. They mostly use them for fishing. They fish for mostly whitefish, bass, both small and largemouth, as well as Atlantic salmon and sturgeon. What's up, sturgeon?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. People call them a living fossil, to which I say, a fossil is a rock. That's a live-ass fish. Fuck you.
I'm just looking up photos of sturgeon right now, so continue.
John, if you want to have fun, look up a photo of sturgeon boots. They look cool as shit. I don't want those. I really don't. Get the Patreon, John.
You have a child that you need to provide for.
Make the Patreon work so I can buy really expensive boots.
I'm looking up the lyrics to the Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. Did y'all know that the searchers all say they'd have made Whitefish Bay if they'd put 15 more miles behind her? Because it's true.
This is news to me. Whitefish. I don't occasionally, when I get depressed, drink and just listen to the Edmund Fitzgerald on repeat.
I think that's like
Great.
That's the peak
Great
of manhood. Like that's
Such a good song.
That's not a thing that I do. Also, I Wish I Were Back in Derry is a fun fact. You could just listen to both of those songs one after the other, because that's an Irish rebel song that is set to the tune of the Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. Yeah, fun
Also,
fact.
the Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald, the song, celebrates its 50th anniversary this year.
Yeah, like we didn't all know that, except for AJ. We don't.
I didn't know that either. But yeah, no, that's awesome.
John, you can't admit to that.
And the Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald, the thing, celebrates its 51st anniversary. I don't think I realized that the song was composed so soon after the thing happened.
I did not.
I would have thought it would have been a lot later.
Yeah, same. The first time I heard the Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald is at a bar in Houghton.
Sounds
Like really close to the Superior, because that's where Houghton is. Anyway, so prior to colonization, the ecology of the Great Lakes, back to the lakes. The lakes were ruled by lake trout. They were the number one predator. Other predators include sturgeon, as we mentioned, muskies, and northern pikes. On the fish side, as we mentioned, the Great Lakes are home to a bunch of birds. There are historically colonies of antigas, as well as ospreys and bald eagles. On the mammalian side, they're home to moose, otters, muskrats, and friend of the pod, the beaver.
Yeah.
They're naturally home to at least 180 species of fish.
Oh, yeah, hell yeah. The first time I saw a bald eagle in real life was on Lake Michigan, and one of them has actually taken up residence near the place that my family owns on the lake, which is pretty cool.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
That's great.
We love to see it. So prior to colonization, indigenous people didn't really mess up the lakes because they, as we mentioned, were inaccessible for most of the year between storms. As mentioned, they come around in November and are not good if you're on the lake. And then also ice. They used to, most of them used to freeze all the way over. And then they also do this thing where they'll make ice caves because of the wind and the tides. So there are these ice caves that form on large parts of the lake. They're really cool. If you get a chance to see them do that, it's also like hyper regional.
So yeah, and also the other thing I will say is be fucking careful out there, because yes, the ice caves are extremely cool, but if you're not careful, you might end up stepping into an ice cave that goes right down into the lake, and then you drown and die.
Yeah, don't do that.
Avoid doing that.
Pro tip, don't die.
So I was going to ask you, Calvin, and everyone else, I suppose. So the lakes actually have tides?
Ish.
Okay.
Yeah, small tides, not significant ones.
Okay.
Ish.
But you know, they're large bodies of water that have a gravitational pull to the moon, so you do get tides.
No, that's exactly what it was. Like, it's a big enough body of water where it's like,
yeah,
it could be. I don't actually know.
Especially Superior because of how voluminous it is, yeah.
Okay, cool.
They're really inland seas. We just don't respect them.
Right.
Oh, yeah,
like,
for sure.
Lake is super underselling it. Again, this is like 21% of the world's fresh water. This is an inland sea that we just don't respect. Because again, the fucking Brits, man. Ending with the podcast, the Brits, like they just call them the lakes. Like, it's a sea, man. It's the biggest thing in the world, and you called it a lake because the Germans at one time lived on your island. God,
didn't the French also call them lakes, though? To be fair.
Yeah, but we don't get on the French as much.
Isn't this a saltwater freshwater division between lakes and seas?
Oh,
Get out of
now
here.
We're wait.
I
hang
mean,
on,
don't we have that? There's that sea that's over by like Azerbaijan that the
Caspian.
Soviets drank up.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
a different one.
I mean, I'll just say,
Isn't
know,
that salty?
if you want to talk about the motherfuckers who really did not respect the landscape, the French need to be called out here in terms of their impact on the upper Midwest in general.
Oh, that was mostly the Brits. We did a whole episode on beavers. It's mostly the Brits. The French started and then the Brits finished it all. Yeah. The French just never were around long enough to really mess things up that bad.
Yeah, but if they had been,
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but they weren't. You know, if my grandmother had wheels and a hand and two handlebars, she'd be a bicycle.
got her.
Got your own grandmother. Okay, moving on.
Hey, Granny.
Just say they didn't because the Brits beat them to it. All right. Anyway, they also lacked huge nets, which Europeans and Americans would change. So once Europeans show up, the things really start to change. That change starts in like Ontario at first, with extirpation of beavers, as we discussed in the Beaver Wars in our beaver episode. Go back and listen to the two-parter on beavers. That will also, spoiler alert, lead to eutrophication, which we're going to talk about later. Then you start seeing Europeans with steamships Americans with steamships and Canadians really enter the game, and they start with industrialized fishing. Industrialized fishing really kicks off in the lakes in about 1880s after the steam engine really becomes a thing. The lakes are so productive at this time. Whitefish were caught. Whitefish are like the big commercial fish out of the Great Lakes right now, as well as walleye, but whitefish are more so. Were caught at a scale that they were dried and used as fertilizer.
That's a lot of fertilizer. Then they're going to need a lot of it.
Nuts.
Yeah, that's too many. Oh god.
There were at least, this is going by 1890s records, 150 million pounds of fish pulled out of the Great Lakes.
You know,
That's a lot of fish.
Sorry, I'm over here just just shaking my fist about what we could have had if we didn't do even a little bit of the exploitation and stuff like that. Like, oh god, okay, just deep breaths.
Oh, also Cleveland ate a bunch of sand dunes and turned them into glass.
Yep.
But we're gonna ignore that for now. The Cleveland sand dunes used to be a thing up until the 1920s. But now they're all glass and mostly in the woods because that's where everyone threw their old glass bottles. Anyway, so today fishing on the lakes, there are about 14 million pounds of fish caught, and that's after just Josh mentioned decades of work. There are roughly 35 commercial fishermen left on all the Great Lakes, and most of those are part-timers and indigenous people.
Yep.
So we're doing great.
Yep.
It's great. This is now we're getting into the fall part of the Great Lakes. Overfishing extirpated at least 18 species of fish, including Arctic grayling, which were, fun fact, native to almost all of Michigan at one point.
And
they were
so it was just
We caught 'em.
overfishing and just whoops, there they go.
Well, the other thing with Arctic grayling is they spawn on gravel beds, and
yes.
Michigan, as we discussed previously, really like to float logs down the river. And one thing that's bad for rivers, gravel beds, are just miles and miles of logs.
Yep.
And so the logs destroyed all the habitat.
Also turning
and then we
over
fished
all of
them
the
out.
prairie and forest into farmland with a steel plow, and then having a
Hey,
rainstorm
hey!
after. Oh,
That's
sorry,
John.
sorry.
That's nutrification. That's nutrification. No. That's 3 paragraphs from now. We're not there. No, stop. I have a section for you to talk about nutrification. Stop this, okay?
No, not my outline.
No, my precious.
I worked really hard on this, and my baby was crying during that.
He did.
But to be fair, she also cries for most things. So what are you gonna do?
Babies tend to do that, yeah.
Yeah. He's a bunch of bullshit. They don't know how to talk. It's like a real skill issue. Like, get better at speaking, baby.
Yeah, get good.
Yeah, she's not there yet. So we're going to talk about eutrophication in a second, as well as massive pollution, or acid rain, etc. But before we do that, we got to mention the canals real fucking quick. So basically, as soon as Europeans show up, they get really into the canal game. Lake Erie gets connected to the Hudson River in 1825 with with the Erie Canal.
I didn't realize the Erie Canal was built that early.
Oh yeah, dude, that runs like all across Pennsylvania. Like Lake Erie eventually gets connected to the Mississippi via Pittsburgh in 1825. There was one overland spot where it's not connected via canal across Pennsylvania. That's in Altoona, Pennsylvania, at the Curve.
Oh.
Go Curves.
I was gonna say go Alleghenies, but okay, yeah.
Well, the Altoona Curves are the AAA team based in Altoona.
Yeah, it's a good name.
I think they're a feeder team for the White Sox.
Why not? I was gonna say the Pirates, but
That would make more sense, but
No,
that's
it's weird.
often not how
Maybe
these
it's the
things
Red
work.
Sox.
Okay, I'm not.
I gotta look
sorry,
it up.
I don't follow AAA enough to pay attention.
They now play at People's Natural Gas Field, which we're just not gonna. Okay, so they're now a AA association of the Pirates, but before it was Tampa Bay and Arizona.
Sure, man. Okay.
Okay. I don't care about baseball. It's so boring. It takes so long. Okay, and then another canal that we have to mention, we've mentioned before, is the Chicago Sanitary and Ship Canal, built in the 1900s, which reverses the course of the Chicago and connects Michigan to Mississippi. It also drains Mud Lake. Boo, hiss,
And
we don't like you.
just to sort of clarify that too, like a big part of the problem was that they were in fact dumping their poop out into Lake Michigan for a long time.
Still are.
No, they're not. They dump the water into they dump the poop into the Chicago River. It flows down through the Sanitary and Ship Canal into the Calumet and Des Plaines rivers.
Ah, okay. Well, they're still dumping stuff. I think there's still a couple. I was researching, and they, enemy of the podcast, USGS, still does blame Chicago for dumping our sewage into the lake.
Oh, I'm sure they do it. The point is just that the flow of the Chicago River itself no longer goes out into Lake Michigan ever since they reversed the flow to send that poop down into the Des Plaines.
Yeah. There used to be a 10-mile lake in between Lake Michigan and the Chicago River. It was called Mud Lake. It was a pretty, as you would guess, shallow lake. We drained that and sent it all fucking down to the Mississippi.
Yeah.
Which we'll eventually talk about the Mississippi dead zone. Don't worry about it. We'll get there.
Oh, that's just all my fault. My specific section of Iowa's fault. It's not even all of Iowa. It's just my chunk. It's great. I love it.
We're going to do an episode on the Mississippi dead zone with Francis.
So you're the reason I was never allowed to touch the water growing up.
Oh, yeah.
Wait,
and-
also, sorry, small point of clarification here, too, because I'm noticing it. I want to make sure that I'm getting my facts right. The Chicago River doesn't flow into the Calumet. It's just that, like the Chicago River, the Calumet used to flow into Lake Michigan. Now it flows out, and so it also then continues down, and that's feeding towns such as Hammond and Gary. And that is part of why it smells so bad there, is that they do, in fact, dump all their shit out into the Calumet. So there you go.
Tough crowd. Gary, Indiana. Ugh.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry if you live in Gary. Ugh.
Yeah, me too.
All right. So the Chicago River Canal finishes in 1900, and now this has been a plan for a really long time, since again about the Erie Canal. But we get to the St. Lawrence Seaway, which again, enemy of the podcast, the St. Lawrence Seaway. So the idea of the St. Lawrence Seaway is via the Wheeland Canal and some other canal chicanery. We're gonna skip around the Niagara, and we're gonna connect Duluth to the fucking Atlantic.
Which
Yes.
makes
And-
sense.
No, shut up, John. Shut the fuck up.
I'm sorry.
And this is where I think it's very important. You know, again, I know you were saying, "Oh, the French. What's wrong with the French?" Well, look what they fucking did to the St. Lawrence River.
Well, that was the Canadians. Okay, this is 1950.
Yeah,
This is
the French Canadians.
Yeah, the Quebecois.
All that shit's up by Quebec. Have you been there?
Lake Ontario, famous for Ontario. Okay.
know.
Anyway. So the St. Lawrence Seaway gets built. Construction begins in 1954 and finishes in 1959. A bunch of promises are made about the St. Lawrence Seaway. Now, fun, teensy, tiny little fact. At one point, we did build this little thing called the Panama Canal. Y'all ever heard of the Panama Canal?
Once or
Yeah,
twice.
we're getting
Yeah.
it back, right?
John McCain
Yeah.
was born there. Yeah.
So it's kind of a big deal, right?
And it's drying out, I believe.
I don't know. I don't work in ships.
Oh, yeah, no, sorry. That's actually a thing. Yeah, it's drying out.
Okay.
Climate change has skull fucked it, so.
Okay, well, cool. That's gonna be good for us because when they built the St. Lawrence Seaway, they built it to Wheeland Canal specifications and not Panama Canal specifications. So,
right, they blew it.
so the Panama
Too
Canal,
small.
Yep. So ships that were designed to go through the Panama Canal cannot go through the St. Lawrence Seaway. So the Sea Highway of the Midwest never occurs as it was promised to. I can't express to you how built up the St. Lawrence Seaway was and how hyped it was. Like imagine like how we hyped the Epstein files, like times that by 6. That was the St. Lawrence Seaway.
Okay. I know.
Yeah.
Sure, man.
Much like the Epstein files, the St. Lawrence Seaway never totally pans out. And that's just because we didn't make it the right size. They sized it again to the Wheeland Canal, just like expand the Wheeland Canal. The Wheeland Canal connects Erie to Ontario. I don't know why they didn't expand the Wheeland Canal. And so now, just for the small price of the ecology of the Great Lakes, the St. Lawrence Seaway handles 17% of the total freight traffic. Total sea freight traffic of America.
It's
small
funny,
price
too.
of the ecology.
It's funny because like the Wheeland Canal isn't just like a little too small, it's way too small. A Panamax freight carrier can carry it up to it's 294 meters long, right?
Okay.
And all of them are built to that length because they want to fit as much shit on the boat as possible. Whereas the Wheeland Canal and everything then in the St. Lawrence Seaway can only accommodate ships that are up to 225 meters long.
Okay, so it's not even like a meter or
Way
something like that
smaller.
off. It's
No, it's
an order
way
of
off. It's like
magnitude,
2/3 as big as it needs to be.
Cool. Good job.
And the expansion of the Panama Canal was planned and going on when they were planning and building the St. Lawrence Seaway. And they were just like, man,
This
come
whole
on,
Panama
how
Canal
important is
thing's
the
not
Panama
gonna,
Canal?
Yeah, it's not going to pan out. It's fine.
It's like the internet, flash in the pan, baby. No one's going to use the internet for anything. It's fine. Who cares about the Panama Canal? Call me when you can take a boat from Moscow to Duluth. That's what people care about. They want to be able to sail from Paris to Duluth, not across the world. Who cares?
And it's one of those things, too, where if they'd done it right, it probably would have changed everything, right? Because it's so much cheaper to fucking float a boat down the river than it is to, send rail down or certainly drive a fucking truck,
Yeah.
The sheer volume that you can fit aboard a Panamax container ship is insane.
Yeah. No, it could have changed the game if they tacked on that extra 30 meters or so.
Nah, it would have cost money.
It's 70 meters.
70 meters. I can do math. It's fine.
Didn't do it. Didn't do it. It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
Oh, well.
We killed the Great Lakes for nothing.
Yay!
And we knew it would be nothing at the time because it was like,
Yay!
how important is the Panama Canal? Probably not that important. It's only been around for 70 years at this time.
Yeah,
Anyway,
flash in the pan.
I'm not mad about it. It's fine. Capitalism is cool and good. We've only discussed this a lot.
Yeah. It's
Okay,
weird. It's coming back over and over again,
Yeah, so since there have been kind of a lot of things that fucked up the Great Lakes, the canals being a big one and the most obvious. We also have a lot of non-point solution, not a lot of non-point sources of problems. So we're going to talk about nutrification for a second. So nutrification is when you increase nutrients in a body of water. So this can happen if you're a city like Chicago and you just dump raw sewage into a body of water. Sewage is famously full of nutrients. That's why a cool and good city like Milwaukee turns it into fertilizer, and then you can use it in other things. Or if you're a bad city like Chicago, you just dump it in the water. Yep. So when you do nutrification, you get these things called algal blooms. Algal blooms are really bad for humans.
So hang on. Can I just jump in since this is like half of my bread and butter at this point? So
Yeah, go for it for about 2 minutes.
Okay, so it's the amount of nitrogen and phosphorus. Basically, it's those are the things that plants crave, and algae is a plant at the end of the day. And so what happens is you basically give your plants all of the nutrients they need to grow really quickly, really happily, and that's what an algae bloom is. And so it takes They get all of this supercharged food, and then they breathe in basically all of the oxygen for an area, and then everything dies. Because even though fish live underwater and stuff like that, they still breathe dissolved oxygen, and the algae, strip that out basically.
And I always thought electrolytes were what plants craved.
Unfortunately, it is in fact nitrogen and phosphorus.
Oh, shit. Okay. See, and here I was thinking, yeah, I this was one of those things too where growing up in Michigan, you come to learn about the effects of watershed management pretty early because of the fact that the watershed is so core to what the state is. Whether you're talking about the Great Lakes themselves or any of the smaller inland lakes. I mean, again, Grand Rapids, right? I grew up not too far away from East Grand Rapids, which is technically a separate municipality. It's where all the rich people live. And there are all of these houses around the lake, these mansions, basically. And, everybody wants to have a nice green lawn. So what do? Well, they fucking fertilize their lawns, and then when it rains, all of that fucking runoff from the fertilizer for the lawn goes right into Reed's Lake, and then you get these algal blooms that will be, like, over the surface of the entire goddamn lake. And so then no fish are actually able to survive there because the nitrogen concentrations are all fucked up.
Yeah.
And the algal blooms also cause ALS.
Oh, yeah, minor detail there.
Lou Gehrig's disease?
Yeah.
ALS as in Lou Gehrig's disease?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's strongly associated. We can't say for sure it causes it, but it's exposure to multiple algal blooms is strongly associated with ALS.
Oh, wow.
So don't hang out around algal blooms.
Yeah.
There are also, depending on the species of algae, some of them are just straight up poisonous.
Oh, yeah. No,
the other...
it's, green. I think it's blue-green or... Which one? Shit.
It really depends on the algae species. Often the red ones are bad. The blue-green's not great. It depends a lot on the species of algae. It's really bad for you, and they build up a lot of things. The other really fun thing about algae, so as John mentioned, the way you want to fight eutrophication is by cutting it off at the source. But when nitrogen, for example, so your main macronutrients are nitrogen, phosphorus, and what's the K? Potassium. So NPK. So those take forever to fall. So you go through the nitrogen cycle. Those take forever to get out of your system because they're the main drivers in the system. It takes about 100 years for a pound of nitrogen to go from entering the system to buried in sediment. And when you do nutrification management, algae are the last thing to die on that chain because they're really hard to kill.
Yeah.
If you guys want to have a little laugh, by the way, not like a funny ha-ha laugh, but maybe a very winsome kind of laugh, you can actually go look at Reed's Lake in East Grand Rapids on Google Maps right now, and there's a pretty significant algal bloom that is visible on the northwest corner of the lake in the satellite shot.
The other thing, John, did you mention the dead zones?
Yep.
Do you see it?
Oh, yeah.
I do.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So I didn't mention the dead zones, but that is in effect what these create is that at the end of the day, it's the dead zone in the Mississippi, and a lot of large cities.
The Gulf.
Yeah, Gulf. So the Gulf has a huge dead zone at the bottom. Most of it is Iowa's fault, but a lot of cities in general also have smaller dead zones and stuff like that around where their outlet pipes are, basically, because they've created a hot spot for nitrogen bacteria and algae blooms, which kill everything else.
Assorted runoff.
Well, so what happens is when the algae die, obviously detritivores come in, so the algae is producing oxygen, releasing that into the atmosphere. Then the algae will die as they eat up all the nitrogen. Then the detritivores come in and they eat the dead algae, and detritivore plankton consume oxygen, and so they just eat all the oxygen in an area, and then those die, and then you have just a literal bubble of death, where if you run into it, there's no oxygen in the water, and you just die.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's the dead zone.
Yeah,
The lake that kills you instantly.
I mean, basically,
Yes.
yeah.
Well,
Or
the
gives you
bubble that kills
ALS,
you
and
instantly.
you die over time. It's great.
Yeah, you die much more slowly.
Yeah, you got two options.
God.
Yeah. Inshallah, that happens to the Devasses.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if Lake Makatawa gets algae blooms very often. I don't think it does in the same way.
Okay, so you have all these algal blooms, which are not great. Those are obviously directly killing fish, as we mentioned, through the algae itself, and as well as the oxygen depletion that follows after that. We also get this little thing called acid rain. Older listeners may be familiar with acid rain. We've mostly solved acid rain, which is good. Acid rain was nitrogen falling out of the sky.
Some stay dry and others feel the pain, yes.
Yeah. Actually, acid rain was really good for black cherry regeneration, so...
We can
Like
do a
Also-
whole... Sorry, go ahead, Josh.
yeah.
No, I was just going to say, quick update on the DeVos front, by the way. I did just look at Lake Makatawa, where they have their mansion. There are visitable algae blooms on it. So
Let's go!
Hope springs eternal.
We did used to have acid rain. We've mostly solved that now, so that's good. Acid rain dropped a bunch of nitrogen into the lakes as well as changed pH of things. Luckily, so that was going to like make things a little bit more basic. Luckily, at the same time, we have CO2 deposition from our big friend climate change, which kind of buffered things. But now the Great Lakes are acidifying.
Great.
So we had as the Great Lakes are acidifying about the same rate as the oceans, which are not great.
That's
Because
terrifying.
the lakes are smaller than
is-
the oceans.
Not ideal.
What do you... What happened? This is just a question for you guys, like, because you all work in ecology in some capacity.
We get depressed.
Yeah.
Yeah, how often do you get like suicidally depressed? Because it happens to me with some frequency, and all I do is podcast.
I have drugs now that they
Yeah.
gave me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
question. The depression.
What's there's that Aldo Leopold quote around, I forget the exact wording of it, but it's the gist
I love
is
that quote.
to be an ecologist is to walk alone in a world of wounds.
Yes, there you go.
And,
That's what it is.
yeah.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah.
I just get sad and depressed.
Sad, depressed. You read a lot of. I read a lot of World War One memoirs. Yeah, no.
You know,
so I'm not
to
getting
lighten
shot
the
at and
mood.
actively gasped. So like it kind of puts into perspective. Unironically, like that does the idea of like, oh yeah, it could literally be worse. I could be in a foxhole dying. That's not probably.
John, you
great.
also get shot at during deer season occasionally.
Yeah, and it's usually.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
That's why you don't work in the woods during deer season.
Yeah, that'd be the smart thing to do. Yeah.
Yeah, I just take off for 2 weeks, man.
Again, it's probably smart. Yeah, that's usually what I do. It's fun, get more depressed about something else, and kind of, I don't know.
But no, yeah,
I find that-
legitimately, like that is a very serious.
There was just an
widespread
article-
thing in this field.
Yeah, there was just an article that I think Calvin passed around to a couple of our friends. It was just like, yeah, the burnout is real because we have no budgets. We're expected to do everything, and no, we've been warning about climate change since call it the 1980s, and
Right.
no one's taken us seriously, and it kind of gets, it gets rough out there.
Yeah,
I
they
don't
make this
have-
nice thing called beer.
Yeah,
And
a lot of
whiskey?
self-medication. I
Yeah.
definitely think that's why it's the
Super
forestry.
super healthy.
Yeah, no,
habits forming from that. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I
You know,
definitely think.
also very widespread in this field.
No, I honestly think that's a good reason why like a good percentage of the forestry field drinks as heavily as it is. It's like it's a social thing, but also like it's a coping mechanism, and
Yeah. Also, we podcast. That's why this podcast exists.
yeah,
blow off
This
some
is-
steam.
This is fun
Basically.
fact. This is group therapy, and you listener are you're not part of the group, but you're part of our therapy. So good for you.
Well, I guess my one piece of advice then is that if this is like an escape for you in a way, do not make it a career like I did.
Oh yeah.
Not that you would,
No,
but
no danger of that.
yep, we're good.
Josh, this is professional. We don't even have a Patreon.
Yeah,
oh, okay,
Yeah.
great.
No,
is
we're
all
all
for-
gonna die in the woods.
yeah, yep.
There are worse places to die.
Oh yeah,
No, they're gonna drag my body out of the woods. I'll be like mid inventory, and I'll like keel over from a heart attack.
Oh yeah, I'll be
climbing.
climbing a hill a little bit too hard, and I'll have a heart attack in the woods
Yeah.
or Lyme disease.
Well, live doesn't. Well, it can kill you.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
It really shouldn't. Skill issue, John. You should be able to recognize symptoms of.
Did I send you the photo of how much the barberry that I found in the area was?
You did.
Yeah.
You did.
Yeah.
We talked about that. Herbicides, man. Use the
So many
herbicides.
herbicides. Yep. I'm gonna try. We'll see how far I get.
Yeah. Anyway, so Josh, to answer your question, we just get depressed a lot.
Yeah.
But also stop reading my notes because that was like that's a paragraph and a half. Right now.
He's psyched.
So
Are
can
you serious?
Yeah. Can you give me a second to get you depressed?
I don't worry about it, but I'm already there.
Oh, well, hey, welcome to the club, buddy. It's called Natural Resources. We don't win. We just try not to lose that much. That's not a joke. That's just what it is.
That's very accurate.
Yep. Anyway, capitalism's cool and good, and we love it.
For sure.
Okay. All right. Cool. Getting back on track. All right. So we've dealt with acid rain. At the problems that acid rain would have caused from a pH side have been mostly buffered by CO2 deposition. So we do have additional nutrients going into the lakes from the sky. That being calcium, which is really good for some mussels that we're going to talk about. Spoiler alert. As well as we have nitrogen coming in, which is really good for some non-native algae. Again, we're going to get there.
It's also good for building bombs.
I don't know anything. Well, I actually do conflict ecology. Don't get into conflict ecology. It's depressing as shit. Don't get into ecology. Don't learn about this. This is a bad thing to learn about.
I was asked to go to do a career day at a school recently, and I kind of was like, I can't. Honestly.
In all good conscience.
In good conscience.
Do you want to be
encourage you
broke
get
and
into this
depressed?
field.
Do you want to be broke and depressed? At least get into the arts. You can at least be happy and broke and depressed.
No. You won't be happy. You'll only
okay.
be happy every once in a while, and then the rest of the time you'll be like, "Why the fuck did I do this?"
Oh,
Which
well.
to me
Mosquito
sounds a
bites,
lot
though.
like ecology.
I was gonna say that sounds startlingly similar.
Fewer tick bites, at least.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah. So you got that going for you. Anyway, okay, so we have other horrifying pollution issues that we're just gonna drive by. Don't even worry about it. It's fine.
We can
Yeah,
just
we're
put
not
on
gonna
the
talk.
we can just put on a big banner of. There's a
Yeah,
lot of
heavy metals, PFAS,
Yeah.
all the coal fucking shit, mercury deposition. Don't worry about it. We don't have time to talk about all the heavy metals pollution. So we're just gonna say there's a lot of pollution that happens. And because of the great industrial cities that built America as well as Canada, namely again Detroit, Cleveland, Chicago. Just imagine all those
Hamilton,
places
Ontario.
There you go.
Just imagine
You said
all
Canada.
those-
I needed to
Yeah,
bring something in.
No. That was good. It was fair. It was fair. Just where do you dump your batteries? You throw it in the lake.
I mean,
The car battery longs for the lake, and so you throw it in the lake. And there's a lot of the places around there.
or you bury it in the watershed of the lake, and hey, that's everywhere in these states and cities that we've talked about.
Yeah. So there's just terrific pollution that gets into the Great Lakes.
Yeah.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. We're not going to talk about it too much. It's just don't dig into the sediment of the Great Lakes at all.
Oh,
Don't.
yeah,
That's a
actually, no,
bad
that's
thing
a
to
bad
do.
idea.
Yeah, if you want to see something crazy, again, I've just been this whole time kind of looking around Google Maps at the various things on the Great Lakes. If you want to check out the Hamilton Ironworks,
Oh no.
right up there on Lake
Oh.
Ontario, good
Directly on
lord,
it.
yeah, it's
Industrial
right
Sector
there.
M. I'm in a
Yeah.
freaking 40K novel. Yeah.
I know, or Annihilation or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, this looks a lot like Zug Island in Detroit, actually.
There's also Sudbury, Ontario, where I've been.
Yeah.
It's really depressing. It has the biggest smokestack in the world because it was really polluting. And so they're like, well, if the smokestack goes up higher, it doesn't kill us in the town. It kills the rest of the place. It's fine.
The solution for pollution is dilution.
Yeah. So we're going to just shorten this whole pollution conversation by saying, hey, don't dump batteries in the Great Lakes. Those belong in the ocean, not the Great Lakes. Throw those in the ocean. If you have a chance to reverse a river flow, don't do that.
Yeah,
If someone-
Figure out a way to take care of your shit rather than just being like, oh, we'll dump it somewhere else.
Yeah.
What if we just made it go the other way?
Well, unless it's into Ohio. If you're going to dump it strictly into Ohio, I'm actually on board with it. It's fine, actually.
Yeah, that's true. Put it in Toledo.
If you can like reverse the black swamp, that's actually really cool, and you should do that. And if someone asks you if we should build a big stupid canal that connects a bunch of freshwater lakes to the ocean, don't build that canal.
Yeah, immediately stop and say, is there already a big canal somewhere? And then
if you have a time machine, you should go back in time and just beat
Shoot
a
Columbus?
couple people over
I
the
don't know.
head. Just like the designers of the Erie Canal and the St. Lawrence Seaway, just hit them in the head with the frying pan a few times. Just do that. Just saying.
Okay, so hang on. Before you go any farther, I'm going to be the grumpy Gills and say we're at an hour and a half. So
Yep.
for time, just so you know.
We're getting to the evasive. Don't worry.
Okay. Oh, okay.
That's why we just got a bunch of shit short there.
Okay.
This is what remember I texted you guys like a week ago and I was like, we're at 4 pages and I haven't talked about invasives yet.
I mean, also, this is what happens when you have me on a podcast, to be fair.
Oh,
so, like,
yeah, you're fine.
I'm not worried about it.
I haven't taken my meds. You're fine. This is mostly a me problem. I didn't take my meds all week because I was on spring break.
You should probably take your
all but
meds
one
all
day.
the time, Calvin.
Oh, shut up, John. You're not my wife.
I was going to say your doctor, maybe, but yeah, sure.
They're ADHD medicine. I'm fine. I lived my entire life up until very recently without them. It's mostly okay.
Oh, yeah,
dude.
it's fine. It's fine. Just drink a bunch of coffee. That's
I've
my
edited your
strat.
podcast, Calvin. I know what you do.
Okay, Josh, please stop following me around my house.
I
don't-
am.
I can tell when you take your meds because I'm.
God,
editing
you should
the
see my
podcast.
desk right now. This is a horror show. I'm not going to show you, but yeah.
You and me, same. Okay, all right, back on track. All right, so to keep things a little bit focused out of the pollution realm and all of the other nutrification, all that kind of stuff, we're going to focus a little bit on one topic, which would be the invasives of the Great Lakes. So remember we mentioned there were at least 180 native species of fish. Well, in the Great Lakes, there are at least 180 established non-native species. So Josh, as our non-resident ecologists,
Yes.
do you know what an invasive species is compared to a non-native species?
So invasive species, my understanding is that it is any species, and it can be flora or fauna, that comes into a given ecosystem and severely disrupts the existing food chain. And so, whether as a predator with no natural predators above it, or maybe it's like something like kudzu where it's just able to outgrow everything else or whatever. It severely disrupts the natural order that exists in a given habitat.
That's
Yeah,
pretty damn
solid.
close. Yeah.
Works?
Solid, solid
For
definition.
and for a layperson, fantastic. A+.
Yeah.
Yeah, we take that. We take those. We just say it's a species. It could be anything from virus, which again, hot take, the virus is a species. Hot
Yeah.
take.
Yeah, but
To
kind of.
fungi, to fish that just, it's not from an area, it doesn't have friends. It doesn't interact well with the ecosystem. There's a federal definition. We're going to ignore the federal definition. So we have 180 non-native species. None of them are invasive. For example, coho, salmon, steelhead, and rainbow trout. Those are all native to the Pacific Northwest. They're important recreational fisheries, but they are not invasive because they add to the economy of the Great Lakes. They don't particularly impact the ecology of the Great Lakes, but they add to the economy. Now, the other thing we need to talk about before we dig too hard into this are novel ecosystems. This is novel ecosystems. This is a topic we've kind of been avoiding on this podcast because we don't like the idea of novel ecosystems, but unfortunately, here we have several big novel ecosystems.
I agree.
So,
I don't read. I don't like novel ecosystems either.
yeah, too long. It's too long. The
Too
text
long.
is too small.
Too long, boring.
Too many
Get it out of here.
characters.
Yep.
Like,
Give me a
just
damn
like-
movie. By the way, just update from the Oscars. Paul Thomas Anderson just won Best Screenplay for One Battle After Another. So, just
yeah,
little
that makes
update
That's a
there.
good one. That's a good one.
I really think Center should have won that, but One Battle After Another was right up there. Okay, so a novel ecosystem is an ecosystem that has never existed before. So, for example, a steelhead eating a bloody red shrimp Novel interaction never happened in the history of the world up until now. The bloody red shrimp is named for the Caspian Sea, and the coho salmon is named for the Pacific Northwest. These two species should not be meeting, nor should they be meeting in the Great Lakes. So this is a novel ecosystem. Unfortunately, the Great Lakes are largely a novel ecosystem at this point because we've really fucked them up.
Yep.
Yeah, that's really one of the big things that you will learn about if you read The Death and Life of the Great Lakes is like just how rich and complex the ecology was before we built the St. Lawrence Seaway and blew everything the fuck up.
Yeah. We don't really have time to talk about how cool it was because it was too cool, and that would be in itself its own podcast. And we'd have to have an aquatic ecologist on, and those guys are nerds.
But, you know, speaking as somebody who grew up, again, spending a great deal of my time on Lake Michigan, you know, I have memories of going out on the lakes and, like, fishing for silver salmon, which, again, not a native species to the habitat, but a great game fish, which is also extremely delicious.
Mm-hmm. I fish for them not on the lakes, but on their spawning beds and the steelhead runs and all that kind of stuff. So I'm right there with you. Okay, so we have a ton of invasive species, and these include just a short list: Phragmites, zebra mussels, quagga mussels, sea lampreys, alewives, like 40 different species of algae, bloody red shrimp, grass carp, water chestnut, round goby, Japanese stiltgrass, white perch. Just to name 10.
A few, yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to focus on 5 species. That's going to be our focus today, to just kind of cut things down and also to not take forever, because, again, this is a whole podcast. So we're going to talk about 5 species of invasives today, and then we're going to call it a day. And then we're going to say, like, yeah, that's how we fucked up the Great Lakes. These are all going to be kind of, you know, case studies that prove the point. How does that sound?
Sounds good.
Sounds great.
Let's do it.
All right, fantastic. Okay, so our first species is the the quagga mussel. The quagga mussel, Dendronesus bergensius, is closely related to the zebra mussel. Closely related. Quagga mussels are native to Ukraine and the Dnipro River basin.
Okay.
That's a little trend you're going to pick up, is a lot of things from the Black Sea show up in the Great Lakes. So quaggas show up in about 1989. There are at least 2 distinct invasions, but by 2006, they're in every Great Lake.
Great.
And these are all, of course, being brought in from vessels, which have managed to navigate their way all the way from the Black Sea, and then, you know, through the Aegean, on down, through the Mediterranean, through the Strait of Gibraltar, all the way across the Atlantic Ocean, and down the St. Lawrence Seaway. You know, you're going to pick up a lot of shit during that time, and if you don't scrape off your hole and fully pump your bilge, you're just going to end up with that shit in the Great Lakes.
Yep. So the ballast water, as Josh has mentioned, is a big way that a lot of the invasives we're going to talk about get here. So ballast water, you suck up a bunch of ballast. So that's something that helps balance the ship in one place where you're starting, and then you dump it when you load the ship up. That's ballast water. That's where a lot of the invasives come from. Now, there have been some changes in international shipping law to help prevent this. So ballast you suck up in port now has to be dumped in the middle of the ocean. You have to pick up new ballast in the middle of the ocean and then dump it before you get into port legally. Yeah, it's a thing called legally.
Yeah.
And
how are they going to check? That's the thing. How are they going to check?
Well, we clearly in the United States have this really well-funded thing called USDA APHIS, and these guys go in, they check everything. Wait, hang on a second. I'm getting a text message that says they've been cut by Doge, and they basically don't exist anymore.
Fuck!
Oh, no! And this
Oh,
is even before
bummer.
that, so, yeah.
What a bummer. You know what's weird is that sounds like one of those things that you actually probably wouldn't have to invest that much in to reap tremendous financial dividends. It's so weird that it would be cut in the name of government efficiency. What kind of a fucking moron would do something like that?
Who knows? I don't know. I really don't know.
couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
That's okay. Maybe the United Nations will take care of it.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about those guys. Yep. They've got a lot of good ecology working for them. Yeah.
Hey, we all love Red Plus.
Lots
we all
of really
love
good
Red
enforcement of international laws.
Yeah.
And, you know, lots of good stuff like it's a big
Sorry.
So,
okay.
so
Sorry, Josh. I've just absorbed all of that. Just like, okay, hang on a second. I got to force my blood pressure back down.
So ballast water will not become a main theme going forward, and it's a problem we largely solved, and
It's pretty chill.
Fine.
It's chill. Not a big deal. Don't worry about it.
It's fine. If you fire all the, aquatic ecologists, you don't know about invasives, it's
You
fine.
don't have aquatic ecology problems anymore.
Yeah, it's fine. Fun fact, fine. Totally cool and good.
Yeah.
Okay, so we get quaggas. They show up by 1989, actually kind of around the same time as emerald ash borer, but a different
okay.
insect. And by 2006, they're in every Great Lake, the quaggas, not the emerald ash borer. Emerald ash borer wipes out all the ash around the Great Lakes by about 2020.
Yep.
So Lake Superior does have quagga mussels. It's a little bit too chilly to have as many as the rest of the lakes.
Hey, we're fixing
Lake
that too,
Superior
buddy.
does have them.
Those lakes are getting warmer.
Yep.
Hell yeah! We're talking about that in a second.
Great.
So quagga mussels are about the size of your thumbnail, and they have these little zebra stripes in them. So they're closer related to zebra mussels. They're called quagga after an extinct subspecies of zebras. Fun fact.
Oh, that is actually kind of nice.
Each quagga mussel can filter about a liter of water a day, and there are between billions and quadrillions of them across the Great Lakes.
And the net effect of all this, of course, is that the lakes have grown much clearer, which is great, right? Right?
Right?
Right?
No, stop. Shh. We don't have nice times in this podcast. No,
Oh, damn it.
it's bad. It's
But
bad.
it looks so nice.
It looks so clean.
Yes. So that's a great segue there. So they are, in fact, the driving force of phosphorus cycling in every lake except for Lake Superior.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Again, phosphorus being one of the three most important nutrients for life.
And that means
So that's a bad
They're
idea.
doing good. Oh, they're doing bad things. I thought.
Yep. Now we did mention zebra mussels, so talk about the zebra mussels real quick. So zebra mussels are a lot like quaggas, except quaggas can live to about 430 feet down, where zebras can only go about 100 feet down.
One thing that zebra mussels are very good at is washing up on shore and slicing the fuck out of your toes.
I was gonna say.
Speaking from
quaggas.
personal experience on this one.
Yeah, they
Don't worry, so
they
are
eviscerate.
quaggas.
Yeah.
So since the introduction of both zebra and quagga mussels, net productivity in Lake Michigan alone has dropped 87%.
Holy shit! Oh, that's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot of. That's. Oh man, that's
It's
a
not
lot
good.
of plankton and algae. Like, yes, you're cleaning out, shit that shouldn't be there to a certain extent, but then it's like making it too clean of an ecosystem, basically, where like you need.
It's a lawn.
Yeah. That's good.
It's a dead
Good
zone.
analogy. Yeah.
And I mean, the lawn analogy is interesting too, right? Because for a lot of people who live along the lakeshore, they're kind of like, oh, hell yeah. Like, the lake is cleaner. I can swim in it more easily. I can drink the water or whatever. Not understanding, like, the fact that actually having a bunch of shit in the lake is good and not bad.
Yeah.
And it's
Well,
it's the right stuff in there at the right time, not just
Sorry. By a bunch of shit, I don't mean Chicago's shit.
Hey, take that, Chicago.
Blow. No, I mean,
Yeah.
because this is the other thing too. Is I remember growing up on the lake, these sorts of things tend to come in phases. And again, the book, the Dan Egan book, documents these phases so brilliantly because I didn't know what I was seeing at the time. I could just see it and feel it, but not understand that, oh, the reason that all of a sudden there's a fuckload more seaweed than there used to be is because of this shift that happened. And then all of that going away and the water getting way, way, way clearer is because this happened,
Yeah, no, and this is a great thing. Like, I mean, the same thing happens in forestry and plant-based ecosystems too. It's like people just assume, oh, it's green. Green is good. It's not brown
Right.
or whatever. And
Right.
it's like, well, actually, this is an invasive species that like supports 2 insects and robins. It does not support 500 insects and 200 different species of birds, and it's actually terrible that's happening. So yeah. No,
Also, Josh, the thing that you described is called the shifting baselines. Yeah. And so that's like where we go from like 150 million pounds of fish caught 100 years ago to 10 today. And so that's a phenomenon of like, well, what is normal for you will not be normal for the next generation.
It went down to 10 million pounds of fish. That's the number now.
About 14. About 14.
Wow. So yeah. So it has literally decimated. Actually, if it's gone down from 115 million to about 14 million.
Oh no! Decimation is only 10%. This is over 90.
This is order of
non-
magnitude.
Oh, I thought
territory.
I thought decimation was when it went down by a factor of 10.
No. It's one out of every 10 guys gets killed.
Got it. Okay.
Now it's one out of every 10 guys.
Decimation's way fewer dudes than you think.
It's actually really chill.
Well, see, Josh, you don't spend enough time talking about the death of billions of animals or organisms. If you did, you would be like, yeah, decimation is cool. I'm actually fine
Decimation.
with that.
That's fine.
Relatively
we can shake
speaking,
that off.
I'm good with decimation.
Yeah, for real, actually. I'm actually pretty cool with it. Okay, so the other so as we mentioned, the quagga mussels have changed the color of the lakes. You can now detect lake clarity from fucking space.
And again, this is good, right?
No, it's not. It's bad. It's real
shit.
bad.
Okay.
Space being a far away place from the lakes.
I've heard this, yes. Okay.
Yes.
It's pretty high space.
At least a mile.
Shouldn't be able to do that.
Yep.
No, okay.
Okay, they're also doing better because of, as we mentioned, friend of the pod, nutrification, because they have so many nutrients. There was a boom in phytoplankton, and those phyto and zooplankton were then eaten by the quaggas. Also because of CO2 deprivation, these calcium-poor environments are now really calcium-rich. Little thing about mussels is they are like mostly a calcium shell.
Yep.
And because we have carbon coming into these ecosystems, it's a lot easier for them to exist because carbon helps calcium bind to the water, etc. It's not good. So they're really loving climate change. So again, if you could do climate change, don't.
Please stop. Okay, Calvin, do you have any like fun animal facts or something like that? And anything like vaguely positive
No.
before I just cry? Okay, cool.
I could do my seal. I could do my baby seal impression. Again.
Yeah, do that again. Do the seal again.
Okay.
Would you like me to do my Canadian impression to that? Josh, do your baby seal impression.
Okay.
That was me being
no,
Canadian.
don't
on.
do that.
I'm already
No.
depressed already, man.
Anyway, that brings me to another point. Have any of you guys played euchre?
Yeah.
Fuck yes, dude. I grew up in Michigan. Are
I
you
was going to
kidding me?
say, I don't want to give it away. Oh, sorry.
Sometimes when you get a hand in euchre, when it's just like 9s and 10s, they call it farmer's hands, and you just mathematically lose. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's gonna be the rest of this podcast.
Great.
Got it. Okay.
Cool.
Okay. All right, so now for our next invasive. We
I
have
need more booze.
Phragmites, or common reed.
That's a plant thing, right? I can kill that.
Yeah. So Phragmites is an invasive grass. It goes up to 20 feet tall. It's a big problem for the invasive. So this is actually all of a really cool paper called "The Great Lakes Most Unwanted Invasives."
How do you spell that? I want to look this up.
The Great Lakes Most Unwanted Invasives.
No, Phragmites.
No,
dumbass.
frag, whatever the hell.
PH.
PH.
Phragmites, Australis. Phragmites australis. It's an invasive grass that goes up 20 feet tall. It takes over anything that has any kind of water in it. So from wetlands to ditches. It replaces cool, unique, native ecosystems with a single species. It's a highly rhizomatous plant, so much like aspen, you can get a single species or a single individual that covers about 10 miles. A mile. That covers a mile.
Oh, I've seen this shit before. I actually.
Oh, yeah.
I
You know this plant,
recognize
Josh.
it more when it's dead. It has a very distinct look when it's dead.
Yeah, Josh, you know frag. You know Phragmites. You also know miscanthus. It's also called ostrich. Is that ostrich grass?
Let's take
Sure.
a look. Oh, okay.
Yeah, you know this grass. I know you know this grass. Yeah, so Phragmites is a big, tall grass. It's not native. And it takes your really cool native wetland and then turns it into Phragmites.
Cool.
So it supports no native birds, nothing in there. The other fun thing about Phragmites is it's not really good at filtering all these nutrients that we just talked about. It actually increases methane emissions, which is really bad for the climate.
Wait, how?
Because things don't break it down, and so it just slowly rots.
Huh.
Yeah. Phragmites is not good. Methane fun fact, listener, is about 20 times worse for the climate than carbon dioxide is.
Yeah.
So, John,
it's a good thing that the
it does-
Environmental Protection Agency is making
does
sure that
cycle a
methane
lot
regulations stay very strict.
yeah.
It does cycle a lot faster, though. Methane does break down in the atmosphere a hell of a lot faster, and stops being harmful quicker than carbon.
That's
So
nice.
There's a trade-off there.
Yeah, it's not like we're close
It's
to
not
any
all
tipping
bad
points.
news. It's just, mostly bad news.
It's not.
Yeah,
it's
we're
not
not close.
like
And it would only be a problem if people were like burning it like all the fucking time.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, it's actually better to burn methane than to just.
I mean,
vent
if you
it.
burn it, then it just becomes carbon
Yeah,
dioxide.
yeah.
So
Oh,
that's
well.
fine.
Oh, good. And then we have more carbon dioxide. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so
Awesome.
Okay, in the long run, it's better to burn the methane into carbon dioxide. That's why they flare it than to just vent
Sure. Okay.
it. It's Josh. This is called bad math. This is
And that-
this is not math you want to be doing. You
Well,
don't
let me-
want
let
to
me-
actually do this.
Let me pivot and
It
say
doesn't actually matter what order of operations you do. The answer's always bad.
it's so good that the U.S. government is making them burn off all the methane rather than just dumping it into the air. It's good that
Yeah.
they're doing that. and
Yeah,
that they're
and
gonna
there's
keep
definitely
doing
not a
that.
bunch of leaks in pipes and
Yeah.
refinery facilities and stuff like that, where it's just like, oh, there's just a little slippage here and there, and it amounts to a rounding error that amounts to another decimal point of warming every however many years. Yeah, it's good. That's not
It's like what 0.1 degrees Celsius every year or something like that at this point, right?
Did we mention the 5 oil pipelines that go under the Great Lakes?
No, you did not.
I mean, I know about
Okay.
them.
I didn't.
They leak.
Yeah.
If you don't
They're
hear from me,
pipelines,
it's
they
because I'm building little miniature dudes as therapy right now. So
That's cool.
Yeah. No, they-
I need to do something. I'm close to the edge.
Hey, don't worry. That's only 2 out of 5.
Great, I love it here.
Okay.
I'm building miniature dudes in my mind right now, and then
Oh,
I'm
nice.
and then I'm having sex with them
Cool. Nice.
in my mind.
In my mind.
Actually, that's a lie, listener. He's doing it right now.
Yeah, I'm doing it.
Okay.
Like
okay.
I've got my dick out, folks. It's
He's tubing it. We're getting tubing here. Okay, all right. The Phragmites can be controlled with our friend of the show, glyphosate. Actually, we do stand glyphosate. It's actually a pretty cool herbicide.
It's
It
better than
works well.
ecosystem collapse.
Hell yeah. Love if we didn't have to use it, but we do. The problem with it just gets so tall. It's so hard to control, and it's so dense. It's so hard to control.
in that way.
You
It's
just
much
can't
like
swim to
my penis. Is this good content? I can't tell.
Yeah, this is
Probably.
great.
Okay.
We're into the 2 hour zone. We're in podcasting madness zone. It's
Let's
fine.
go.
We're in depression zone for John.
I
also-
recorded
so there's also-
earlier today. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. You go.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, well, earlier today I recorded a 4-hour episode of The Worst of All Possible Worlds.
Jesus
so, like,
Christ,
I'm just,
man.
I'm in
Oh,
podcast
yeah.
Valhalla right now.
Hell yeah, dog. That's what I'm talking
Okay.
about.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
no,
gotta
I was
be
gonna say
sick.
Phragmites though. There's also, and I guess apparently they decided it's a subspecies now. There's a native Phragmites that bad frag displaces, but apparently they've decided it's just a subspecies of Australis. Yeah,
That's nice.
I hate taxonomists.
right. Stop
God.
doing taxonomy.
Yeah, taxonomy's a joke. Okay, anyway, let's get back into the water. So, what would a discussion of invasives of the Great Lakes be without talking about sea lampreys?
Oh, fuck those. Fuck the
Those are-
goddamn
Whoa.
sea lamprey. I hate those things.
That's fuck. Those are fucked up. Don't like them.
Petromasos? Yeah, that was close. Martinus. Yeah, Latin is fake. Don't worry about it. It's fine. So sea lampreys are a jawless fish. So they're not in the normal fish category. So imagine an eel with a big cookie cutter mouth full of teeth.
So you remember the Dune popcorn, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It's just
I think
that.
about her every night. I think about that
I
every
mean,
night.
I bet getting your dick sucked by a sea lamprey would be fucking incredible. It would hurt like a motherfucker, but like, what's pleasure without pain, you know?
But are they like are they like leeches where they like numb it up a little bit too? Or is
Yes.
that-
Yeah.
Yep,
Because
no,
that's what
next
that's what
sentence. Next sentence. Yep.
I have caught a fish with a sea lamprey on it before. You never want to see it, right? Because they are just big, long, disgusting tubes, essentially, that just fucking latch their way onto fish and suck them dry. And, you know, when you've caught a fish with a lamprey on it, you don't want to eat that fish anymore.
I was going to say, you turn vegetarian.
Yeah.
Suck them dry. I should call her.
Hey, let's go. You can rotate a guy in your mind to do that, by the way. if you
It's free.
Yeah. So sea lampreys, as mentioned, they are parasites. They attach to the side of the fish, and they come to them with their big jaws, and then they kind of, in their mouth, they have lampredin, which prevents clotting and reduces some pain. This is, as was mentioned, usually fatal. Between 60 and 40% of the time, it's fatal.
Cool.
So most of the time.
And they are native, right? This is not an entire episode about invasive plants and animals of the Great Lakes. These are a native species, right?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
native
no,
to
they're
the
not.
Northern hemisphere.
Well, okay, hold on. Just give me 2 sentences, guys. Come on, gosh. Sure. Okay, so they're native. So an adult sea lamprey, which is the only time they're only feeding on fish for about a year and a half. They kill about 40 pounds of fish in their life.
Jesus
They don't
Okay.
measure it by the fish because different fish weigh different things. They're native to the east coast of the United States. They're androgynous, meaning they spawn inland and then swim out to the rivers. So they might be native to Lake Ontario.
But not the rest of them.
But that's it. Yeah, no, because Niagara Falls kills the rest of them. And they can't go up.
Right.
But wait, hang on a second. We built that stupid that canal that no one uses.
It's a good thing that
The Wheelan Canal.
aren't all connected, so you can't get to the rest of it.
So in 1921, dates are bad on this podcast. They were found in Lake Erie, and by 1938, they're in every single lake. They feed on all species of fish, particularly, as mentioned before, the lake trout.
One thing you can do is zap them. That is one way to control them, and it sort of works, is my understanding.
Yeah. We're gonna talk about the lake. We're gonna talk about lampricides, etc. in a second. So the zapping is a good way to control them. So between sea lampreys and overfishing, the lakes are like dead of most of primary predators by 1950. At their height, the sea lampreys are killing roughly 100 million pounds up to 150 million pounds of fish a year.
Jesus fucking Christ.
It's a lot of dead fish.
So many dead fish. And again, this is from we're at the bottom, basically. Like, there's not that much more fish to go before it's just straight up fucking empty, or it's just a bunch of, I don't know, invasive, fish or something like that.
Whoa, that's the next paragraph.
Oh, I'm
John
sorry.
Boy.
I was just making a depressing comment about, we used to have however many hundreds of pounds or tons of fish, coming out of these lakes every year. We could have not done that at any point in time. Mm-hmm. And can I shoot Columbus from the present and the past? Where is he buried? Can I piss on his grave?
I don't know.
You can try.
I don't know. Anyway, so as Josh mentioned, the nice thing about sea lampreys is they're androgynous, so they swim inland. So they are known tributaries where they have to go up to spawn. And so what has been done since about the 1990s is lampricides have been introduced. So these are chemicals that kill only sea lamprey. You just dump them in the streams, it kills a bunch of sea lamprey. The other thing you could do is you could install, because sea lampreys are they're like these eel guys. They're not very good at jumping, so you can install barriers at the mouths of these streams, and then the sea lampreys can't go up them. Or if you can't install a physical barrier, you can install a little, basically electric gate. And it just gives the fishies a nice little shock. And by nice little shock, I mean it's a pretty serious shock. And so that helps keep they turn it off during most of the season. And then when it's sea lamprey season, you turn it back on, and it shocks the shit out of anything trying to go up that. And so the sea lampreys can't go back up the stream. The other thing they do is they put out these big cages in the lakes that are full of sea lamprey hormones, and then the sea lampreys get nice and horny, and they swim in the cages, and you pick up the cage. It's just like a big square, chicken wire thing, and you pick it up, and it's full of sea lampreys. Gross as hell. All this has worked really well, and we went from a peak of about 100 million pounds of fish being lost down to 10 million pounds of fish being lost.
Now, and
That sounds
pretty
pretty good.
That's a pretty damn good improvement. And I'm assuming the funding for this is secure in the long term. There's some sort of trust fund or investment, like private investment firm type of deal.
Yeah.
How is this funded? Is it a federal thing? Is this funding that has also been
it's
cut?
no longer funded.
It's not
Doge
funded,
cut the shit out of it.
Yay! Yay!
Yay! Next time
I-
someone's uncle complains about this, you beat them with a cricket bat and say, "This is why we can't have these things."
This is American exceptionalism at work.
It was a program of about roughly 20 aquatic ecologists between all the states, and they fired directly 14 and then bought out most of the rest of them.
Yeah,
So,
20 people.
the Sea Lab.
Or one fucking Abrams or whatever, or one day in this fucking war in Iran, and we could just just fund all natural resources forever, basically. Jesus fucking Christ!
No, it's fine. I don't get depressed often.
I don't get very angry about doing things.
I'm not on a wait list for a therapy program. It's fine.
I do therapy. It's very helpful. I do therapy and I take meds, and it's still not enough.
You don't, Josh. I would just recommend to you as a piece of advice: don't get into natural resources.
Okay. Well, tell you,
Pro tip.
all right. I'll just keep
Don't
podcasting.
learn about invasive species.
Well, it's too
don't
late
wanna-
for that. It's much too
You
late
don't
for
want to do
that.
that.
Yeah.
Okay. So now with the crash of with the crash of predators due to sea lampreys, we have our next invasive, which is the alewife.
Oh, fuck these
What
things.
the hell is that?
It's when your
alewife.
wife drinks too much damn beer. Am I right? Am I right? It's
Stop reading my script.
no. I cannot emphasize to you strongly enough, listener. I have no idea what this script is. I have not seen it. I have not read it. I'm just that good.
Yeah. Or Calvin's that
Just
predictable.
sniping me.
Ugh.
God damn it. Shit. That's the next sentence. I was going to say the scientific name, and then he did the next sentence. Okay. Aliosa pseudoparamagos. They're a species of herring. Fucking alewife joke that I was going to say that Josh just said. Anyway, just do Josh's joke. It was better than mine.
No. You have to tell the joke now. That's how it works.
That's what I call my wife after 2 beers.
There we go. Let's go.
Anyway, Josh's was better. Just cut that, John. Cut that.
Oh,
Okay. All right. All right. So sorry, Josh. What were you going to say?
He
No,
says in a
nothing.
voice that makes me think he'll definitely cut it.
I didn't mean to subject you to a humiliation ritual on your own podcast. I feel bad about
It's
that.
fine.
It's good for it. Every once
the
in a
least
while.
convincing fine ever.
Okay. Anyway, all right. Moving back on. Okay, it's fine. Okay, so alewives, they're a species of what we would call herring. Herring's a larger. It's really not a taxonomic group at all. It's really more of a what's the word for the shape of a body? AJ, you know what?
Physiognomy?
Yeah,
Yeah.
physio.
It's really more of a physiognomy group, less of a taxonomic group. So they're this like silvery dude. They're really bright silver, and they have this kind of deep triangular dip in the middle of them. They're about 1 foot to 16 inches long. They again are potentially native to Lake Ontario. Again, they're an andromedous fish. Excuse me. So they're potentially native to Ontario, but they're not native to the rest of the lakes. Anyone want to take one guess as how they get around and into the rest of the lakes?
They
Through all the
were.
fucking locks and canals and things.
I was just thinking maybe they ended up in the ships, and they were just in the fucking bilge. And
Did someone introduce them?
Well, John and AJ are both correct, actually. This is a fun one.
Oh, great.
So,
I love it.
so they're potentially native to Lake Ontario. Again, First reported them in Lake Ontario is 1871, and I don't really trust old taxonomy because we still haven't really nailed down all species identification, so I don't really trust species identification in the 1800s. So I'm going to say potentially native to Ontario. But they definitely get into Erie via the Whelan Canal. Also, potentially, they're introduced in shad stocking. So shad are small native minnowy guys that are really important prey for the rest of your predators. Shad stocking has been going on for a really long time because if you like to catch lake trout, you got to feed them shad. So you just throw a bunch of fucking shad in the lake, and the lake trout eat them, and you eat the shad, or you eat the lake trout. But because they're these little like minnowy guys, they were potentially introduced through shad stocking. We know they were definitely introduced into Lake Champlain because people were like, "Oh, if I have more species of little minnowy guys, my lake trout are going to do better."
Or
so
you could just introduce the native fish that you natively have there to feed the nice native. Sorry, I'm grunting like an idiot. Continue.
Long-running theme of the podcast.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay, so these guys are introduced potentially in 2 or 3 ways, but they get into Lake Erie, and then they're across the lakes by the 1940s. And then we have, right tied with that is the introduction of the sea lamprey, so all of the potential predators die, and these bad boys take the fuck off.
Right.
The other fun thing about alewives are they contain thiazidazamine, which is an enzyme that degrades vitamin B in whatever eats them.
And what is vitamin B used for the idiots on the show? Me?
It's really important in most things in life, including protein formation.
Oh, that minor detail.
Yeah. So
Great.
if you're a predatory fish and you eat enough alewives, you just die early. They call it EMS, early mortality.
Great.
So you just die.
Great.
And obviously, that's going to have effects all the way up the food chain, too.
Yeah. It's bioaccumulates, etc. Especially because, the idea, lake trout like to eat them, and then the lake trout died. And then they were also dying because of the sea lampreys. So the lake trout are, really turbo fucked in the 1950s. And so that makes, that really collapses the Great Lakes ecosystem. With the predator collapse, alewives go through this, cycle of boom and bust because they eat all of the plankton, both phyto and zooplankton. This is, again, in the 1950s, prior to the introduction of our mussels. And so they love to wash up dead on the shores of beaches and just make beaches just full of dead fish. Big thing that the alewives love to do. Because this is a problem, we start to introduce coho salmon and Chinook salmon into the Great Lakes to help control the alewives.
So we can't introduce another fish that was here, we have to go find something from the halfway across the continent. We just have to.
I fucking love it when little old woman who swallowed a fly are ecological problems.
We're doing that to
Turns out the ending is very similar. Perhaps we'll die.
This kind of works. This mostly works. What really solves the alewife problem is, you guys are going to love this one, the quagga mussel and the zebra mussel.
Oh, sure.
Hey, novel ecosystem. Those are good, right? Oh, wait.
Because they eat all the plankton, which the alewives eat. And so because most of the plankton is gone, the alewife population is really cratered because there's no plankton.
Yeah.
Anyway, you don't need those things for anything. It's fine. You don't need the base of an ecosystem.
How is this not ecocide? Is it
Well, because ecocide is intentional.
Semantics? I don't know.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yep. Okay, so the last invasive species that we're going to talk about, and then I have to go feed my baby.
Thank God. Sorry. I'm not doing too hot.
I'm doing great.
Is the round goby, Neogobus melisandros. Again, Latin is fake. You can pronounce it however you want. So this is actually one of the few invasives that I've been face to face with. So they're a little middle. I've caught one of these guys. They're a little middle looking dude. They kind of look like a little inverse C. They're between 4 and 10 inches long. They have really overdeveloped cheeks and are gray to brown. They eat everything they can get their little faces on. They also have these really super developed pelvic fins or front fins because they kind of sit on the ground and they go.
That was a great image, by the way, listener. I'm sorry
man.
you can't see this.
I should figure out a way to make that the episode art.
I was gonna
Okay.
say, you want to
I'll
that
do it again.
one more time? Yep.
Yeah, that's a screenshot right there,
Yeah,
boys.
there you go.
Yeah,
That's
that
for
one.
later. Y'all can save that for nighttime.
You know it.
Yep.
Rotating that image.
I was gonna
Take Calvin in
say.
your mind.
That's for you. So they eat basically anything they get their little faces on, from small fries and minnows to lake trout eggs. They're also predators of zebra and quagga mussels, as well as other invasive things like the bloody red shrimp. They're really more aggressive than their native counterparts. So that would be the molded sculpin. They chase and eat these guys. They kind of sit on lake beds, which is why they have really well developed like lake and like the bottom of the lake, of why they have really developed front fins. They got here through ballast water, as you would have, as Josh mentioned. And so they like to eat zebra mussels and quagga mussels, which means they bioaccumulate toxins that the zebras and the quaggas filter out. They are occasionally eaten by like walleye and lake trout, etc. Since the introduction of, well, not intentional, but since the misintroduction of the round goby via ballast, the northern water snake has done better, and so some people say they're not actually that bad. However, the northern water snake is now like way more toxic than it used to be.
And
most of the
nothing
fish
eats
that-
snakes, right? No, there are no birds that also eat it. There are no
fine, yeah.
mammals or anything like that. Yeah, okay.
They're not an indicator of broader things in the ecosystem. It's fine.
No.
Yeah, and so they bioaccumulate all these toxins that the filter feeders feed out. And so whatever eats them, which like walleye occasionally do, as do lake trout, they just bioaccumulate a bunch of toxins and a bunch of like PFOS and FAFs and mercury and all that kind of stuff, and all the things that the quaggas and the zebras filter. And so they're really not good for human health as well as the diversity of the ecosystem. Also, they also are a great vector for several fish viruses.
Great.
I like to call those viruses.
Oh, there you go. That's a good one.
Yeah, thanks.
That's definitely, you got to whip that one out for teaching, Calvin. If you
Oh, I
teach
call those triruses for tree viruses.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, see. I'll credit
That's
you,
interesting.
Josh.
I call them tree risses, but you do you.
That works. Okay, so there's no control for gobies. They're too small. You can't control them. They're already in all the lakes. Yeah, this is again like when you get like 3 9s in euchre and you're like, well, I'm just gonna lose. You just lose. Again, there are some folks who list round goby as naturalized and not invasive because some of the predatory fish have done well since their introduction because they do eat zebra and quagga mussels. However, they do kill the predatory fish because they give them a lot of heavy metals. So like it's a real give and take. It's a give as in you have something to eat. It's a take as in when you eat them, they die.
It will eventually kill you.
Yeah. Yeah. The solution to this is to not have as invasive an ecosystem and to not have ballast water problems and to not like do heavy metal and mercury poisoning. Well, I mean, do heavy metal if you want. I'm not a fan of it. It's just too loud.
Agreed.
And I'm old.
Yes, you are an old. Yeah.
I've always preferred industrial anyway. If I'm going to be listening to loud music, it's going to be industrial.
Yeah, sure. I'm like really more for like a, like an East Coast rap style, but go for it. I'm a Biggie guy, less of a heavy metal. So, like, don't do heavy metal poisoning.
Yeah.
Just don't.
Just simply don't.
Listen to Nine Inch Nails instead.
There you go.
I mean, again, like Biggie Smalls, like nothing wrong with Biggie.
Did
Well,
I
except
say
for-
there was something wrong with
yeah,
Biggie?
yeah.
I feel like you're putting
no.
words in my mouth.
No. I'm just a fan. I was gonna say there's nothing wrong with Biggie except for the fact that he's on that Caribbean island.
Oh, he is?
Yeah, well, he just he hasn't dropped an album in a while.
No, he's mostly dead. That's kind of what
Yeah.
he's known for at the moment.
That's his
we're-
main thing is
we're
is
listening
he's
to
dead.
the government now. Okay,
Yeah.
the same people who built the St. Lawrence Seaway. Okay, Josh.
Sorry, I thought that was an Epstein reference. not a. He's
Oh,
I also
dead.
thought that was an Epstein
Okay,
reference.
no, that's what I was like. I know he's dead.
no
He's-
chance that guy knows who Biggie Smalls was.
but like you set an island, and the only island I can think of in like a jokey
that's
context.
the main island in the popular mind right now.
Yeah.
I'm looking at
Biggie
islands
and
in the Great Lakes right now. You guys know about Maine Duck Island?
No, but it sounds like a great place to find ducks.
Maybe. I don't know. It's in Lake Ontario. It's pretty close to Galoo Island.
Oh, there we go.
And no relation to Great Duck Island.
Wait, hold on.
Outer Duck Island.
Sorry, I've just learned that there's Maine Duck Island, which is just a hop, skip, and a jump away from False Duck Island. Now, this is something I need to learn more about.
Well, it's full of grebes.
Is
It's
there,
full of grebes. Those are ducks, but they look like ducks.
But there's all right. So there's Main Duck Island. Is there also Side Duck Island?
There's Timber Island.
But
It's monogamous.
more importantly, there is Hog Island, and there is a Beaver Island, which suspiciously had the St. James township. Thank God it's not Little St. James. Yeah, there is a town called St. James in in Lake Michigan.
Okay, so listener, that was a short introduction to the invasives of the Great Lakes.
It was very short, yeah.
As we mentioned, there are over 60 of these invasives. There were more than 60. It's just like, do you meet the federal definition of invasive? We could have talked about the bloody red shrimp, etc., but we decided to cut things off. We didn't even talk about rainbow trout or steelhead. So, yeah, lots more invasives to talk about, but my baby's about to wake up and yell at me, and she's a real pain in the ass when she wakes up like that. So we're gonna cut things off. We're gonna cut things off there. Just know that the Great Lakes are a wonderful, cool ecosystem that we killed mostly for fun and profit, and it didn't even really make that much money.
No, that's the thing. There wasn't a lot of profit to be had.
Yeah.
That's the kicker.
Yeah. Eventually, we'll talk about the Great Black Swamp. Not today. We didn't have time to talk about the Great Black Swamp. Ohio remains enemy of the podcast.
That's right.
Just right up there. Can't love Ohio. Yeah. Okay. We have any closing thoughts on the death of the Great Lakes? We just killed the fuck out of them.
I didn't know most of this, and it was very, very depressing.
I'd know none of it, and it was also very depressing. If it
John,
wasn't
you
obvious.
live in the Midwest.
Yeah, I live on the Mississippi River. I could talk about the Mississippi River being a depressing nightmare hellscape, and it's just, day in the life of mine. But the Great Lakes, I visit there, and it looks relatively nice. And now I know more, and now I'm depressed as all fuck.
And now I have to find a new place to visit.
And now I need to drink. It's great. I love having healthy coping mechanisms. Nah, probably gonna go for a nice long run.
It's nighttime. Go to
Yeah.
bed.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Anyways.
All right, Josh, do you have any takeaways?
Yeah, I did know most of this, but I am still also kind of depressed. But I still had a good time.
Oh, that's gas.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, that's really about it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, good time was had by all, kind of.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Kind of, yeah.
Excellent.
That's a load bearing kind of, but
But thank you for having me on the show.
We really appreciate you
wonderful.
coming on, Josh.
Yeah, this was great. Everyone should be listening. If you're listening to this podcast and you're not already listening to The Worst of All Possible Worlds, who are you?
How dare
did
you?
find us?
Honestly,
yeah.
But no, yeah, it's an excellent. There's no other podcast, I would say, that can make me care about a piece of media or be interested in a piece of media that I will absolutely never consume on my own. And y'all do a very very good job of that. It's
Thank you.
wonderful.
And while we're complimenting you, Josh, the Into the Woods episode that you guys did however many months ago.
oh yeah, with Maddie, yeah.
Yeah, that was fantastic. I'm not a big musical guy, and that one was like, well, shit, I gotta go watch this. Like,
That was another recording that went over 4 hours.
but that was
You cut like half of that out.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's one of those things. You just keep the gold. You know,
Yeah,
You keep
it was.
the gold.
Yeah, it was really good, and yeah, that was. I think outside of that was one of my favorite ones that have stuck in my head recently. So
Thank you. Yeah, I
congratulations. Good
actually just saw a production of Into the Woods in London a few weeks
Oh,
ago.
damn.
It's at the Bridge Theater right now, and I think it's going to be transferring to the West End like this summer. So,
Nice.
If you're interested in Into the Woods, I can recommend that. Go see the production in London. It's pretty damn good.
That's awesome.
We have thoughts about the force of England, but that's a different podcast episode.
Yeah, well, I have
Yeah,
thoughts about England too, but
yeah, let's. Yeah. Moving swiftly
No.
along.
No, I completely agree with John. The only musical I've ever cared about until very recently has been the Blues Brothers.
oh yeah, hell yeah.
But I'm just like not a musical theater guy. But you guys have made me really appreciate those. Plus, again, I grew up with Adventures in Odyssey.
Yes, of course.
And so listening to you guys torture various people with that has been really great and revelatory for me. I'm not looking forward to any of the Adventures in Odyssey, but
Yeah, neither am I.
2008.
Neither am I.
I don't want to know how they've changed.
Oh God.
Would you
know about
believe me
those.
if I told you it's gotten worse?
Yes.
I mean, yes, but
Yes?
also no.
I don't want to hear those, but I will eventually when you cover them. So
But yeah, no, thank you. Please listen to my show if you have enjoyed my bullshit. And you can also check out my other show, Ill Conceived, where we talk about natalism, the ideology that sees declining birth rates as like the most important problem facing us right now. That is not our position, but we are very interested in the people who do think this way. And we are doing our best to kind of unpack what these narratives are, what they mean, and how they are impacting our world. So that's, again, Ill-Conceived.
That
Check it
will
out in your
give you a
favorite
look
podcast
inside
client.
some of the weirdest minds.
Yeah, weird guys. Weird guys.
Absolutely weird dudes in that one.
also some people who have like least recently had kids.
I was gonna say,
like
Calvin and I are in the trenches. We'll say right now, and like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah, no, the whole time I'm like, this is not a problem, dog. The problem is daycare doesn't exist.
Yeah.
The
It turns out it's all downstream of material conditions.
I was
Who
gonna say
fucking
the
knew,
material
right?
concern is actually important. Who knew?
God, I hate when it's like that. It's always like that, but I hate when it's like that. Yeah, so that's a great show. But also, like, if you've recently had a kid, you're going to be like, wait a second. This isn't a real problem.
It's a different problem. It's a
The
made-up
problem is there is a problem. They're just misdiagnosing what the problem is.
The problem is you can't get rural health care. It doesn't
Right.
exist.
Ill-conceived, also fantastic. Will also make you angry in a different way, fun way, different way than this one. It's yeah.
I will say, at some point, Josh, we'll have to have you back on and talk about herbicides because glyphosate, not that bad. The rest of them, pretty bad. Not that bad. The one herbicide, I'm okay with. Different conversation for different time.
Yeah.
Anyway, the kids got to get fed now, so
Yeah, you
I got to
gotta-
hang this up.
Cool.
So this has been Seed Pod. Thank you for listening to Seed Pod. If you are one of the rare Seed Pod listeners who doesn't listen to all of Josh's podcasts, fix that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
okay.
Thank you, Josh. This has been a lot of fun.
Thank you.
We'll
Thank you for
have
having
you
me
back
on. Thank
eventually
you
to-
for the endorsements. I really appreciate it.
We'll have you back on eventually to teach you all about herbicides.
Wow.
And or tree stuff. I think
Yeah.
we talked about tree stuff at some point. So we'll have you back eventually.
Yep.
Also, Josh, you are on a quest. Tell us about your quest.
Oh, yes, the podcast challenge. This is very important. If you have a podcast, I probably want to go on it. Basically, I am trying to go on 52 podcasts in 52 weeks. And I am already beating the pace, which is great. And it is thanks in no small part to shows like the one that we are recording right now. I really do just love going on shows for the sake of going on shows and having conversations that I normally wouldn't have the opportunity to have, particularly on the shows that I do. So if you host a podcast or like know somebody who does who might be interested in having me on as a guest, please let me know. I can't guarantee that I'll say yes, obviously, because, there are concerns like time and if the show's been going for a while and stuff like that. But please don't hesitate to reach out. you can send me an email, josh@worstpossible.world, or you can hit me up on Blue Sky, which is at bosh.worstpossible.world. And yeah, that's it. That's Bosh, not Josh, for the Blue Sky, but Josh at worstpossible for my email. Okay.
Okay, and then don't forget to like, favorite, subscribe, all the things on all the platforms. Actually, we don't have any social media. We should do that at some point. And then if you have questions, AJ, what's the email address?
seedpod.pod@gmail.com.
Ask us a
Shoot
question.
us a question.
Yeah.
And we will try to answer it. Unless it's why are the dead pelts not alive?
Yeah.
It's because they're dead.
It's a philosophical question, maybe. Yeah. Anyways. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. We are
Anyway.
now at like an almost
All right.
2 3/4 hours, so we gotta wrap this sucker up. Okay. Oh, so yeah. Okay. See everybody.
Bye.